Welcome, junglers, to what's going to be the ultimate Season 11 Elise guide here. I mean, this is going to be a little bit different from my normal guides. Obviously, Nathan Mott, famous, 2 hour long guides, but I felt no one better here to help me with learning Elise than Sybol himself, the rank one, number one, the best Elise in OS. Is that fair statement, Sybol?
Yeah, I would say
The
so.
highest rated, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Challenger for how many seasons have you been Challenger, Sybil?
Since 2014.
So that's
Yeah.
a lot of years of
Every
playing League of
every
Legends. So it's coming
every
up.
season since. Yeah.
So 7 years. This season you peaked how much LP?
Would have been like at least a K, maybe almost 1100.
So that's
I'm
top
like
10, right?
900 right now. Yeah, I was top 5 for a bit this season.
So Sybil and I, we have some history. We go way back,
Yes, sir.
back to our Dials days. We picked you up for Dials. That was the first time you were on a professional main team, right? Because you're on Legacy,
I was
the
on
secondary team.
QMX and I went to New Zealand for a little tournament. And I was doing alright in like the amateur, I guess I was sort of like a rank 10 team in Australia sort of level. Like I wasn't quite good enough to be. Actually, no, we were top 8. We were like the 8th best team in Australia. And then the off season hit and I think Soul Strikes was Daiwal's jungler and that's when you guys picked me up. I was
Yep,
like on
when we
Legacy for like a week, and then I was like, "Hang on, I want to be on Direwolves, not Legacy."
brought you to the good side.
Yep.
We had lots of good moments. Obviously, Korean boot camp, that was a lot of fun. We were the first. You're part of the first Australian OS team to ever go over to Korea,
Yeah.
right? That was in
Yep.
December 2016.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yep.
So very
Yep.
seasoned in the league scene, Sybil and Elise. You've always
Mm.
been an Elise main. Is that
Yeah.
right?
I think season 3, I started playing jungle. I was playing Vi, Elise, Zac. Those were my sort of three. I picked Elise up because Meteos played it, and Zac as well. I kind of looked up to him, and I copied a lot of the way Meteos played in season 3, to help me climb.
The farming sort of style and being really efficient.
Yeah, it was more efficient. Like he definitely didn't full like in pro play he was like full clearing and farming heaps, but just in solo queue when I watched him, like 'cause he was a top 10 sort of player, like he was always really good in solo queue way back then anyway, and I would just sort of watch him and just I didn't like try to make sure I played the game exactly like him. I just was watching what he did and tried to figure out why it was working so well for him, and he was quite calculated but also very efficient. I'd say.
All right, so let's jump into Alicia Sybil. So this is again, as I said, this is going to be a bit different from my guides. This is more of like a relaxed conversation. We're going to go over a bunch of Sybil's vods, who's happily shared his amazing, beautiful Elise gameplay. We're also going to go over some of my games and then some of my clients' games from Sol 2. So maybe looking at some more poor examples of how to play Elise and then how to play Elise correctly. We're going to
Yep.
go over everything from builds, questions about Elise in terms of how do I hit Cocoon, how do I close out games, how do I identify win conditions,
Yep.
champ select, good champs to play against, things you want to look to avoid. Does Elise scale? Throwing games as Elise's championality. So I guess if you
Yeah.
want to sort of briefly touch on Sybil, what's Elise mean to you? What is her champ identity? When you pick Elise in champ select, what are you thinking? What's your mindset?
Mm. I'm thinking I have the most options I could possibly have by picking this one champion. I can. I feel like every single game I can win with Elise, no matter what, because of how much I can get done early and put the game into a state where it doesn't matter how good the enemy team players are, how shit my teammates are. If I just get, if I just demoralize the enemies and make my team feel like, oh wait, maybe we can win, then like every game's winnable. So she's the most blind pickable champion in my mind for that reason, because it doesn't matter what champs they have. She's strong enough early that you can get that lead.
And if you were to sell to someone Elise, Sybil's like I want, like let's say if you wanted everyone in the world to play Elise as a jungler, How would you
It,
sell it? You think of it as a
it's
salesman here.
it's not
What's
for
fun about
everyone, man.
Elise? It's not for everyone. So you think
it's
it's
not
like you're
it's
not
not
going
for
to be
everyone.
a shady car salesman, Sybol. It's like you'll think it's like, oh, what do you want in a car? Versus this car does everything for you.
Yeah, I couldn't like she's very specific in that you need to be relentless. You need to be very opportunistic and aggressive. You can't just like some players don't want to play like that. So I wouldn't say she's for everyone, but I think if what I do like about her actually is that because she doesn't have an ult, the like she's not gated by long cooldowns, so she's always strong. You're always happy to fight, and that can obviously be to detriment because sometimes your teammates don't want to fight. Sometimes it's a bad time to fight. But when you're not gated by a long cooldown, all you need to have is your cocoon and repel, and you're good to go in every fight. Um, that I really like that about her. It's why I like playing Jace as off roll too, because like same thing, just always keen to fight. Never a weak moment.
All right, well, let's start off with the boring stuff, Sybil. Builds and runes. We want to get into some exciting gameplay soon, but, we got to cover this.
Mm.
This is League of Legends 101. All right, so getting up your OPGG here, Sybil. Right now we can see Challenger, rank 39 on the O server. Still got the Avant game in here. All right, so looking at Elise. So I've obviously searched up Elise here. Walk you through some thought processes here. So there's a couple of key items that you're thinking about. So Blitzbane versus Void Starburst versus Deathcap, Zonya's Nash's Tooth. I guess let's walk through just your most recent game. So let's talk through your
Yep.
build here and comp here. So let me zoom in a little bit.
The first thing I want to say is like, don't get any crazy ideas from this Lichbane yet because I've been trying it, but I don't think it's good. The cooldown on it is like 2.5 seconds, and that's way too long.
So that's
It
been
doesn't.
experimental.
Yes, I'm experimenting, and like its spill path is good, so it feels good to build while you're building it, and then as soon as you get it, it's like it's decent, but it's not a good first item. And then as a second item, there are probably better options, but it's just the active doesn't proc enough compared to like Divine Sunder, which is 1.5 seconds. So I think Lichbane is a bit overrated.
So what would you say the
Yeah.
standard build is that you would be going most games? Like, can you see a game here?
Um, well, first of all, it doesn't really matter what the end build is. It's more like what does the build look like in the first 10, 15 minutes? Because it matters. Like it depends when you're basing, how much gold you've got. Like this is standard build. Like when you build a champ, this is the things you have to take into account. It's like when are you basing, how much gold are you basing with, and what do you buy on those bases? Because the way I do it is I don't often stick around on the map so that I can reach an item. It's more like I base when I have time to base, when I'm free to. Like if my team are off the map, I want to base because I can't pressure the map without them. So I base when they base, and I try and buy the most stats I can. Like I know that's sometimes it's like, well, doesn't that just make your build path look weird? And sometimes it does, but the most standard build path is like if you have enough for Hextech Alternator, you can get that. Boots is good too. I still haven't like if I base with 1100 gold, I still chop and change between Hextech Alternator and Boots. I can't
So what's the
lock
thought
it down.
process?
The thought process is like, do I feel like I'm going to be running from lane to lane a lot?
Got it. And
So
if you're not,
if I have a feeling that I will be, if I check the map and I see that I've got like 3 lanes I want to be playing around, then boots I think make more sense. But if there is one lane I'm playing to, and I just go camp 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 into that lane, then I want the Hextech Alternator for just like clear speed and then also to ensure the gank works because all I need to do is be near that lane and then the gank should like I don't need movement speed to make the gank happen, but movement speed's really handy when like invading enemy jungler, getting to lanes. So it's sort of one of those things you have to decide on the fly.
okay. So I guess we'll see that in the vods that we go over for you, Sybil.
Yeah.
But talking about your ideal first base, like, are you always looking to reset on 1100 gold ideally, or is what's a worst case scenario base for you?
You're dead and you don't have gold. But I mean, you want to just base, as I said, when it's a good time to base. You don't want to base unless you only base if you have to. So if you don't have anything to buy and your team is on the map, definitely don't base. Right, that's obvious, but a good base is like it's about tempo. So if you've just earned 1100 gold, like say you clear 4 camps, get a kill, you hit 1100 gold, it's like holy shit, you have you're ahead of the curve in terms of gold. You've got more money than the game said you're supposed to have. So when you buy that item, you're going to deal more damage than the game thinks you're supposed to do. So you're going to one shot. You're going to walk into mid and you're going to hit a cocoon on like an Orianna, and she's not going to flash cocoon because she'll just be like, oh, I don't die to this. She'll walk away, and then because you've got like you spent 1100 gold on AP, you just one shot her, and she's like, oh, I guess we lose because my jungler gave first blood to Elise, and then she's demoralized. So it's about like playing with tempo, and like spending as much gold as you can on when you go back towards the item that you want. So Night Harvest is the item that I would say you probably rush. It doesn't feel
Every game, no rocket belt.
I do go Rocket Bell sometimes. So sometimes if they have like stuff I want to dodge, if they've got some skill shots, Rocket Belt feels kind of good because it gives
This
you
is a
like a
rocket
little.
belt game here.
Yeah, it's sort of like yeah. I see Ash Arrow and I see like Nunu, Ball, and Trundle Pillar, and it's like I feel like I can use Rocket Belt to sort of just make it a little bit of extra distance to get away from that stuff. And then also obviously it gives extra flat magic pen early, so it's nice. But I find that the movement speed proc from Night Harvester has a lot of utility, and ability haste scales really nicely on at least into mid to late games. So I usually go Night Harvester. You can go Rocket Belt. Yep.
Is this a game where it was just a terrible game? I mean, you didn't reset on either Hextech Alternator or Sork Shoes. Like, it was literally a Boots control ward base into a Dark Seal into a Blasting Wand. Like, is this what you'd say this is not an ideal game? You could already tell from the build?
100%. Yeah, you can tell that. You can tell I've died for the like. I died to get boots. I died to get Dark Seal. I even
Yeah.
sold refillable to get Dark. Like that's how much like it matters. Is I'm selling refillable to get more AP so that I'm stronger in these fights. I know. I probably, if I went and looked back, I can't for sure say if it was a good idea to like sell refill for Dark Seal. But in the moment, it's always like I just want these items. Like I just want more AP. I just want to clear my jungle quicker. I just want to do a little bit more damage in fights because it's like I don't want to be on the map with 300 gold unspent if I can avoid that. So, but you can tell from this game it was one where I died a few times early and then I had to buy a blasting wand instead of the alternator. I had to buy like boots double tome like double tome into alternator is like it's like what 180 gold. It's like you can see how like I'm getting these bases off far from ideal, and yeah, usually it just you can tell it like ends in it doesn't feel good when you're on the map.
So, Dark Seal. Tell me about Dark Seal, Sybol. What's your thought process? What some games you'll build in Dark Seal, some games you never buy in Dark Seal. Is it again all based on the amount of gold? Like you're coming, like if you have coming back out of base and you don't get Dark Seal in your first base because you have 1100 gold because you got Sork Shoes or Hextech Alternator, you just leave it for the rest of the game, or is
Yeah,
it?
it's pretty much if I have a bit of extra gold to get it early, I get it. I think it's a good item to get on Elise, and I think you should definitely try and get it. But I just think because I don't like going Mage Eyes. I think if I did, even if I had 10 stacks and on my Dark Seal and had enough for Mage Eyes, I usually don't go Mage Eyes. And I know I'm like a pretty crazy player that's like high risk, but I don't like doing it because I would just rather spend 1250 on a bit needlessly large rod, components to Zonya's, get to my Night Harvester quicker, the Void Staff component. Like I would just rather get to my other items quicker than like risk it on hitting 25 stacks when, because those games feel like they've been won already. I just want to get to my Zonyas, get to my like other item spikes. But I do think getting it early is a good idea because, you know, you rack up these stacks, you get extra AP, and you know you'll be fighting, and it's pretty cheap, and you can sell it later to hit your other item spikes as well.
So this game was a huge It looks like you got a massive ideal first base. That looks like a 1500 gold first base, and
Yep.
you just completely ignore Dark Seal. So is your mindset more if you're super far ahead, you just won't buy Dark Seal? Like is Dark Seal more of an item
No.
where if you're behind?
Well, no. It's more just how much gold I have when I base. Like
Okay,
honestly, when I look back at this and I see that ruby crystal buy, that probably should have been that should have been a dark seal there instead of ruby crystal.
interesting.
But I remember this game and I remember basing with 1500 and then I based with like 18 1900 on those on those two bases, and I remember just I was like, oh, perfect buys because I'm getting full components to these items. Like 1900 gold, I got alternator and blasting one. Like that's such a huge spike. I went and one shot everyone across the map.
So if we were to break it down in terms of one, two, three, in terms of items, so uh, Sork shoes, you always buy that, you think, before Night Harvester?
Hmm. There are games where actually, yeah, on Elise, I would rarely finish my night harvester before at least having some sort of boots. Like boots are just too good on her because you're moving around so much. So
So
I'd say
really valuable boots.
Sorks are very valuable. Yeah, they're probably the most valuable. Alternator early game alternator is really nice too, just because you cannot lose 1v1 with it. Like you do too much damage. Um, but yeah, basically Sork, Night Harvester, um, and then I mean, yeah, beyond that, Sonya's is obviously good,
Is a
and
Zonya's always like your second slash third item? I mean, this next item here that you're building once you've got Sorks and Knights.
it just depends. I would probably say most games I'm going Sonya's, but in low elo I probably wouldn't go Sonya's to be honest. I would just go more
Interesting.
AP. In
And
high
what
elo,
would
I
that
feel like buying time in team fights and like baiting engages is more
is more
important.
valuable?
Also, yeah, and high elo games slow down a little bit in mid game usually, and when that happens, and I go back to base and I'm sitting on like 700 gold and I can't just decide to go death cap next. I'm like sitting on 700 gold, so I'll be like, I have flash up, I can buy a stopwatch. I can't like the amount of value I can get out of this is way too high to pass up. Even though ideally I love going like death cap rush or yeah, Lichbane's not too bad at the moment. It's fine, but it's a bit overrated. And then even Void is like a really strong item too. So I think I think it's probably I like this. It's like Zonya's third usually, but sometimes you can skip it if you're
You can go
like
AP if you're carrying. You can just go, you can
yes,
skip it here and then yeah,
if you're mega rich, just buy more AP.
yeah.
I'd say yeah, and then Death Cap's nice, but it's like luxury. Usually you don't really get to this stuff, and the game should be feeling pretty comfortable. And you should the thing is you should be focusing on like closing out and keeping the pressure up rather than like, oh my god, I'm gonna go farm 3 more camps so that I can get to my death cap, like or whatever. Like you're not thinking about farm. You just want to pressure and get farm while pressuring.
Is Death Cap a mega rich item? You only build Death Cap if you have a lot of gold. Otherwise, you opt for the more Lichbane Void Staff.
No, I think death cap's usually the better buy. Void stuff is a bit easier to get to because it's cheaper and the
Yeah.
components are a bit easier to get. So
So even if
I'd
you're poor,
say
you'll still opt for the Death Cap.
yeah, I do. I do that. That's something I definitely like do that I don't see other people do. I'll like I'll stick on the map for 1250. Like if the game's slowing down and I just know that one popping their carry or one popping their front line, like if they're not building MR, I don't want void staff. I just go death cap so that I have extra damage versus them, and I just one pop people. And there are games where it feels like one popping is how I'm gonna win. So yeah,
Do you ever build Banshees?
I built it once last week because they had enough. They had like a few. You'll see it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Up a bit. It's actually one of the games I sent you. I think 9-4-12. Yeah, I was
Oh,
like
here we
running
go.
this
Oh,
game down early,
fascinating.
and I built it versus like yeah Fiddle
Fiddle,
and Nunu. I was like, oh, if
Shen,
because this Nunu was being a pest, and I was like, if he can't do anything if I have Banshees because he just snowballs into me and it absorbs it.
Morel,
But
and Omicron.
I usually don't go Banshees. It's kind of meh. Morello's I don't like getting it. I really don't like getting it.
Why is that?
It's like I don't like Elise is not very good at applying it, you know. And she's a more of a one-shot champ. She doesn't like if they have enough healing, you know, if they have an Aatrox with Gore Drinker and a Yumi, like yeah, I'm probably getting it. But other than that, I try not to because I just want to hit Void Staff quicker. I want to hit Death Cap quicker so that I can one-shot someone and they can't heal if they've been one-shot. So
I guess that it goes
yeah,
against their champ identity because you're there to one shot. They shouldn't get their healing off because you kill them in a cocoon, right? Theoretically.
exactly, yeah. If they're healing up, I've probably made a mistake.
What is this, Sybol? What is Cosmic Drive? What's going on here?
Ooh, that's actually an item I really like. Build path feels good. Movement speed feels good. Um,
So you rarely build it
basically,
though. So like, what's the thought
yeah,
process here? You and
it's.
Zonya's into Cosmic Drive.
I was just mega rich, and I was like, let's do it. And it is
Okay.
obviously it's experimental. Like I'm always experimenting. Um, I think there's another game where I win it, and another game. Like sometimes it feels like a really nice item to bridge the gap between Sonya's or like Night Harvester and Death Cap. So Night Harvester Death Cap is like Death Cap second is a bit of a rush. It's a little bit inefficient and it's not easy to build to, but the components to Cosmic Drive are much more convenient to buy. So and it also it gives a lot. Like it's useful. It's definitely useful. CDR is very nice on Elise, and movement speed's good. It's just a good item. It's just it is expensive. Um, yeah,
And you went Rockabelt back to back there, so most of the time looks like you go Night Harvester, but these games you felt Rockabelt was necessary versus Jax Q, Bardolt, Echo, Cannon. What's your thought
yeah.
process here? Would you change your build here, or you think this is good?
Mm, I think you can. I mean, it really isn't a big deal. They're such similar items. It is sort of really preference, honestly. Like I went them this game, and yeah, I think yeah, I don't know. It's just some games it feels like I'll see some stuff I want to dodge, and or like maybe if I like, you'll probably see that if I go in these games when I go Rocket Belt, it's like because I'm getting that item earlier because the Magic Pen can be good. Like it just gives more Magic Pen than Night Harvester. Um, but it is pretty experimental. I just like to try it, but I think Night Harvester's the way to go.
Okay. Anything more about builds here? I mean, the gist of what I'm getting here, Sid, was you never build the same thing every game. It's like a combination of you know what to build and experimentation all the time and like golden inventory. It sounds like you're a mad scientist when you're building
Yeah,
Elise. But as
yeah,
I think we'll see in the examples, it's going to be about those bases, right?
yeah,
It's not.
completely.
That's all it's about, and that's what I think you really emphasized at the beginning of this build thing. But hopefully, this gives you guys some ideas around it. This might confuse you more. This may actually put people off playing Elise because they're like, just make up your mind, Sybil. Just tell me the best
Yeah,
build.
I
But this
used
is
to
League of
back
Legends.
when I was in like when I was starting out and I'd look up Mobify guides and I'd see this build this and then this and I was like, hang on, like the game is there's too many variables going on to just say that you need to build this. And then as soon as I remember being like when I was really bad and I'd see builds that would say like, well, if they have lots of AD, you should go armor, and then if they've got lots of AP, and I was like, man, that's too complicated. Just give me one build. But like,
Mm.
it's not the way to learn. It's not. You need to be thinking like, why am I buying this? Is it actually going to be useful? There's too much going on in the game.
We didn't really touch on Void Staff. Void Staff, would you buy that? You sort of were dissing Void
Um,
Staff a
as
bit, so it
soon
doesn't
as
give you enough
no,
AP.
let me know. It's not dissable. It's a really good item, and it's good build path. And I would say if they're building any MR, especially if the people you want to kill has some MR, like if your mid laner's an AP, you probably are getting Void Staff. But if you're the only AP, you might not need to. Um, it's definitely really good. There's an Elise player called Vibes who basically rushes it. Oh, Elise Brutality does it too, where they just rush it. And it does feel good, like you one-shot people. It's crazy how effective that item is, even if they don't have MR. Um, so I mean, you can definitely try it. Like Magic Pen Boots, Dark Seal, especially if you've got stacks on your Dark Seal, rushing Avoid Staff feels fucking good.
So
Um,
that's literally completely ignoring Night Harvest Rock, but you're literally first item Void Staff.
yeah, I've seen it. It's crazy. Like it does a lot of damage, but I don't know. I can't see how mathematically it doesn't make sense, but when I see it happen, I'm like okay, it's doing some damage. Like all right. I think it should be Night Harvested then Void, but yeah.
So then again, that's sort of like your mindset for the AP. It's like Night Harvester, Void if you feel like you're in lower elo. So if you think that's a good build for lower elo, if you feel like you don't need Zonyas because you were
No, it's more. It's
mentioning
just MR. It's like if they've got some mercs, if they've got
they're stacking
some,
MR. Okay.
yeah, just get avoid stuff because it's really OP.
Nash's probably the last item we'll touch on. You went Nash's this game.
Yeah, so that's when we go through the VOD, you'll see like what I'll be able to explain like exactly in the moment why. But I just remember being like, I want Baron damage, and I am lacking carries on my team because I have a Shenjiana and Katarina's like obviously burst and wombo. So I was like, we need more DPS. I want to be able to 1v1, and I have PTA as well, so a bit of attack speed's good. I also had a perfect amount of gold to buy it, and I was like, I could go Void, but they're not getting much MR or something. So, but we'll see. I just straight out bought it. It's one of those mad scientist moments where it's like, I have a lot of gold. What do I get right now? And
Yeah.
it was the buy because I didn't have enough for death cap. I might have gone death cap if I could have, maybe.
All right. Anything else you want to mention about items? I think we've covered a lot of stuff.
No, I think I think other stuff will come up in the VODs we can talk about.
Runes. So you go either press the attack or you go electrocute. Walk me through the process there between switching between the two.
Uh, so press the attack feels the best for me right now. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Um, the reason press the attack's really nice, her Q procs it, and she has her W auto reset, and you weave autos in to your combo. When you're in human form and you like cocoon Q W, you throw an auto in, and then you go spider, you Q, you auto reset. Like you're getting so many autos off that you're gonna proc this really easily without thinking, and it scales better. It does the same damage early, and it makes them vulnerable to your damage by like 12% for the next like 6 seconds. So there isn't really many worlds where press attack isn't better. Where press attack isn't better. The only reason electrocute's better is because you get it's more like it's more of an AP combo. It's like if you cocoon QW auto, that electrocute proc mid game is going to do more instantly. But the thing is, Elise combos are usually you're going in spider as well because it's just how her combo works. It does so much more damage when you go into spider. She's more of an auto attacker than a spellcaster in a way because of that W in spider. So I'd some games if like I'm going for absolute one shot, like just full AP, one shot like a backline Syndra, then electrocute's better.
Why would
But
this
right,
game specifically not be press the attack? Because there's lots of champs to auto attack here, aren't you? Going to be the Gwen, the Braum, Echo in a way. What's your
yeah,
thought process here?
I think honestly, I just think when I just didn't change to it. I think I just like
Okay,
stand. Yeah, like I'm obviously going through a bit of a change because I'm finding it to be better and back like I was using electrocute every game for the past like 3, 4, 5 months, or for
got it.
ages. So I'm like right now I'm pretty sure press attack's better.
You think it's just outright better, just in general?
I think so. Yeah. Currently, I mean, like yeah. As I said, I think it's just better, but electrocute is still good. It's still it's just press the attack has such a low cooldown. Electrocute's like 20 or 30 seconds. So I just really there's no convincing reason for me to take electrocute anymore. If
Yeah,
the only reason is if I
Wally.
can't auto attack a lot.
I had someone in my coaching program, Wally. I think he was the best Elise ranked in NA Challenger. He would go press attack every game. He's been doing that for
Mm,
months. He never
okay.
went electrocute. Yeah.
Yep. makes sense.
Is this
I'm
build ever change?
sometimes I go tenacity. If I
Heavy
think I'm going to get
CC?
good value. But even then, I am like I prefer to go attack speed because I just want
I
to clear
agree. I think
quicker.
it's better.
I want
Yeah.
more damage. Some games it's like okay, if I get like I think versus the fiddle, you'll see I went tenacity because like fiddle sphere is obviously hard to avoid. You're going to get hit by it, and 33% off that or whatever is just too effective. So and also you're not attack speeding a fiddlesticks. Like you're just not going to be doing that. So um, if you find that fiddle game, pretty sure you'll see. And maybe yeah, this game I would have gone tenacity. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like Rise, Lulu, and Teemo. So you need that shit. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much precision and domination. You can go. Oh, there's a one build that's worth mentioning actually. I still don't know about it because whenever I go it, I just seem to run it down and it just doesn't feel as good. But you can go. So it's Sonya's Rush with Predator and item haste in domination.
I think you tried
Um,
it down here somewhere.
yeah, there's some. Yeah, so these games here, it's like a Zonya's Rush with Predator and item CDR, so that you've got lots of Predators, lots of Zonyas. This is it. Yeah, I mean it's like in my mind it should be good. I get like really obsessed about it. I'm like, damn, this should be like insane. But then I
Hmm.
play it and I'm like, this is not her identity per se, you know? This is like a niche. This is when I play competitive Elise, I like doing this because I love to just the Predator is good pressure, and then Zonya's in team fights is just such a good way to like bait people. So because it's more cohesive. In solo queue, it's like there's people dying everywhere, but competitive, it was it won me an LCO game the other like a couple months ago because I just would run into the enemy team and press like Zonyas and repel and bait them all, and then like I just kept winning fights like that. So there is use if you think you can get insane value out of a Zonyas in a game, try it because it does feel good. You just have Zonyas up on a much quicker cooldown, and also the trinket, the item haste thing reduces trinket cooldowns, which is really nice.
You'd probably say this is more for more experienced Elite players.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so.
This is more again the whole mad scientist thing, when you really feel comfortable with the champion. But in
Definitely.
general, you think Pressy Attack the way to go with Zombie Ward. Zombie Ward's an interesting one. I always get, especially my lower elo clients, saying, "Well, Nathan, I don't really feel like I know how to use it, or it doesn't get effective because people don't
it's
ward that much."
it's broken, man. It's so good. It gives so much lingering vision, and I think, I mean, like on Elise, you are going to be killing people, so you know you're going to get value out of the eyeball collection. But I like the utility from Zombie Ward. So eyeball, think of it as like eyeball is like damage when you get kills.
Yeah,
Zombie Ward is like vision, and you get damage when you kill wards. So it's like you're getting more. You just need to clear wards. And when I'm playing Elise, I find that playing a controlled game is often as much pressure. You know what I mean? Like you can pressure lanes really hard by just sweeping a ward in their try and then leaving. Like that's so much pressure anyway. And
you
there's
don't
just
have to
so
get
many
the kill. It's
wards
just clearing that ward itself. That's a successful gank, and so you can
in
view it as
in a way.
success.
Yeah, I like when if I clear a ward in their tri bush, like I know they're shitting their pants, like
Yeah, and you could just go to your camps,
completely.
but you're not there. It's like you're in two
Yeah,
places at the same time.
exactly. Like that is a good way to think of it, and just clearing wards on Elise is so much pressure. They people put so much of their eyes on you when you're Elise on the map. They're like, holy shit, Elise is coming to gank at level 3. Like, being showing and clearing vision it's very good.
And you'll never change Relentless Hunter. You think movement speed. You talked about how much you love boots. You love move speed on Elise being everywhere.
Yeah, it's too good. It's out of combat movement speed's too good on Elise because you don't want to be full clearing. You want to be like you want to like gank a lane, base, gank a lane, then clear, and then just think about how useful it is to like how much easier it is to hit a cocoon when you're moving quicker towards the target you're trying to cocoon. Even just a little bit. It's like 5 base movement speed, even without a kill, and like that's. I mean, I value movement speed really highly. It helps dodge. It helps close the gap so that you don't have to flash on people. Things like that. It's insane.
And then I guess we'll touch on the electrocute. We didn't really show that here, but Do these runes change at all? Will you switch out to tenacity again? Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
Blue smite versus red smite to finish to wrap things up. Sybol.
I have been going blue for a long time. Um, but I'm thinking that with press the attack, I don't know. I think burst is still better. I think blue's nice, plus the movement speed. I would say blue, but you can go red if like uh, if you're going to be dueling, which at least should be pretty much one-shotting. But if you're going to be dueling, you can go red.
So you're talking about versing like tankier, like
Mm.
you're against a Zac, Malphite, Yasuo mid. Like that's a red smite
Mm.
game.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. To be honest, I have just been default buying blue,
I
but
think you should go red a bit more, Sybil. I think that
I
press the
probably should.
attack with red is the way to go.
Yeah, I think so. It just the burst is really nice. I like to have it's like a little spell, you know. It does like true damage to people, you know, instantly. It's really handy. I like it a lot, but I do think versus Zac versus Jarvan, like you're going to be dueling them a bit longer, and you know the exhaust on it is nice. So yeah, it's situational. I need everything. It's just all situational.
All right. Well, I think that's enough knowledge for people on the builds and runes there. Let's dive into some gameplay. How does that sound, Sybil?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we've got a couple of games here. Let's start off with a game where you think this is a perfect Elise game where anyone else who's not playing, if this wasn't a Sybol Elise, you would lose this game. Is that how confident you are in this?
Yeah, probably. I think it was this game, yeah, that we're about to look at, where I was like, oh my god, I think I played this game so insanely well. It took so much knowledge and awareness and brain power, like it was crazy.
So as Curtis and I like to talk about the Broken by Concept podcast, this was a high intensity game. You weren't autopiloting this game. This was every bit of your brain cell clicking here.
Yep, yep. I mean, that's what every game should be. I obviously some games you can't have full intensity, you just get tired or whatever. But this was one of those games. The
All
macro
right.
in this game, I was switched on.
So walk us through what are you thinking in this you're tabbing, you're thinking, you've got your brain ticking right now. What are you
Yep.
thinking right here, Sybil?
Okay, so yeah, this moment in every game is extremely important to like assess the situation so that you're not just flailing around the rift. Like
I
in
see it
games
all the
where,
time with my coaching
dude,
clients, Sybil. People will literally go out of base and not spam, just hold down tab. I just stare at tab because what I'm
yeah,
thinking of is I'm thinking about the game plan. I'm thinking about oh shit situations. I'm thinking about secondary win cons. I'm thinking about alternative options that I have.
mm,
Is that what you'll be thinking as well,
yeah, yeah,
Sybil?
yeah, yeah. It's so important. Like I cannot stress enough the difference between a good game of League of Legends and a bad game of League of Legends is usually this moment right here. Having some like just assessing the situation, your matchups, the champs, thinking about how you want to play. Obviously, how you end up playing can be completely different, but you need to think about this. You have to spend mental energy in the first, even in loading screen, even in champ select, just assessing like, how am I going to win? What's my win con? And like
So
right now,
people always
oh,
ask
you
me,
go.
Sybil, so just talking about win conditions a bit more. It's like, how do I identify win conditions? How do I learn how to identify win conditions? Because it's easy for you to say where your brain power is just ticking on all aspects right now, but they don't have your knowledge, Sybil, right?
Yeah,
So you could look at this and you have all these options pinging up in your brain, but someone could look at this and just they don't know what information to take out. So how do you learn? How did you learn win conditions, Sybil? What advice would you give to people, playing Elise? And what are you looking for? What things are you looking for? CC, you're looking for strong lanes, weak lanes, AD champs, AP champs. What's some factors that go into creating a win condition, Sybil?
there's so much. Hey, like, I mean, a big one is CC. Um, Playing with CC because it's easy to secure yourself kills and choose engages with CC. So I don't like Janna for that reason. But that doesn't mean I can't play this game anymore. It means I have to play like I have a Janna, which is just different. So this game, I mean, how did I like learn win cons? It's really just experience, like um, pressing tab, running simulations in your head, like thinking about what is going to play out and and then obviously it needs to lead back to how do I win the game? Like, what if I win? What would it look like? And so, and then but then you also have to be like, for me, winning. You need to think about how you're going to win, but then you need to be, while you're playing, you need to be so like in tune with pressuring the map, pressuring the enemies. Don't give them space. Um, Looking for opportunities, doing the right thing as much as you possibly can. Like you have to just be so switched on. You can't really relax. Like it's a mix of those things.
So what I try and say when I coach people in these is that again, you talk about experience. You need
Mm.
the experience. You need to test and learn. Would you think this is good advice? Thinking that okay, you need to have a conclusion every single game that you think the way it's going to play out. If it doesn't, you need to review it, and then you need to figure out why that was and what. Think about visualize. Okay, what happens if I did the other thing? What happens if I did the opposite of what I did?
Mm.
How would the
Mm.
game might look there? Like, sort of asking these questions. What do you think about that, still in terms of the learning process?
I
Figuring
really
things out.
I love the idea that like League of Legends players are like scientists as they go, because you have to work with assumptions and like hypothesize about how things work, and you have to be thinking about it, because if you don't have an idea of what might happen or what should happen, it's too chaotic. The game, you can't even function.
There won't
Like
be
there's no
consistency over long
yeah,
term.
yes, yeah. There's no, you can't find consistency. You need to find like patterns in a game that's so chaotic. You need to find something to hold on to that's consistent and that's a pattern. So like wave states are the most consistent thing in League of Legends. Obviously the map stays the same, but wave states do the same thing every time you look at them, right? If you see one's building, like so that's the consistent you work with, and luckily enough, that consistent also ties into the golden XP that everyone's getting, and how you take towers and how you end the game. So everything is in the wave state. So that's the consistency that you have to like grip onto, and then you have to understand champions, because every game there's different champions and the way they interact is different too. So you need to have a hypothesis about like the matchup, who's going to get control of the lane, who's going to be like, are they going to trade a lot? Obviously, that's something dependent on the players, but just champion dynamics is something you think about. This game is a good example of like Fizz Katarina. It's like two melee champions with Ignite. It's like, that's obvious. That's like
That's
an
going to be
obvious,
chaotic. You think?
yeah, it's most likely going to be trading. Wave states are very important because neither have great wave clear. They don't even have good wave clear, they have like very average to shit wave clear. So the wave state in mid is really important, and because they don't have TP, it's even worse. Like, yeah, it's something you just learn as you go, but you just have to be identifying these things. Um,
Thinking back to science class, so it's like you had that structure, right? So the hypothesis, what it starts, then the
yeah,
method, and then the conclusion. Was that what it was?
yeah, but it's kind of like, the thing is you can't say that just because this Fizz solo killed Katarina at level 2, that next game the
That's going to
Fizz is
happen
going to solo
again,
kill Katarina at level
of
2. So you
course.
can't say, in conclusion, Fizz kills Katarina. Like you can't
Yeah,
say that.
this is a bad matchup. Like no matter what, it
Yeah,
will
so
always happen every game.
that's why it's so weird, because you can't,
Yeah,
even, you
it's
have a
hard.
hypothesis, but you can't have conclusions. You just have to be like,
Hmm.
you just have to like constantly add
I guess it's sort of
experience.
like
Like,
they died.
yeah.
That's interesting. Like, how does that fit with all the other Fizz vs Katarina games in like my library of my mental library? Is that
Mm,
sort of the way you need to think? It's like, okay, that's interesting. Or if I guess if it's repeated again and again and again, it's like, oh, that's interesting. It's
mm,
like for example, maybe the most example here, it's like Thresh. Like, oh, it's interesting. Thresh always seems to like go for kills all the time. It's like, oh, why is that all the time? It's because of his kit. So I guess this is sort of like the learning process that needs to go
yes.
through your mind.
Yeah, yeah. You just have to you have to like try and deduce why things are happening. Because if you just think that, wow, my mid laner has gotten killed 3 games in a row. Every time I play the game, my mid laner gets solo killed, or Fizz is just too broken. I need to ban him. Like, you have to actually look into the
The
specific examples,
specifics.
and be like, okay, so in, this Fizz decided he wanted to trade every fucking piece of HP he has to kill this Katarina or whatever. Like, you'll see it unfold, and then you can like, you just obviously I don't. My memory's pretty shit, to be honest. My memory sucks, but I have a good like intuition, or like I just go with what I feel like might happen, or yeah, like I don't let it carry too much weight either, because obviously this game is about to play out, and I need to pay more attention to what's happening right now than like what the last Katarina Fizz matchup happened. You know, so
So you're
it's
really going to be looking at how things play out. So you're thinking about, okay,
mm,
because this could be a Fizz versus Katarina matchup. If for some reason they just never trade, and there's
yeah,
never an option there,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's the cool thing about League is it's more about like updating as it's happening rather than being like, oh, this game's over because there's no way our champs can beat their champs. It's like, let's find out how everyone wants to play the game first. So when I'm like clearing my first camp, I'm already trying to figure out like how are people playing, and just trying to update that constantly, because it completely determines how I want to make choices.
All right, so we'll talk. I guess we'll all through this. We'll talk about win conditions. As we go through the different VODs. So, talk me through what's your thought process this game specifically here.
So the two main things are Jace should get Prior versus Shen, like range champ versus melee champ, right? Um, Viego, I mean, I don't really, I can't say I even like considered what he's going to do, because it's just a standard champ. So he can start either side of the map. He's quite versatile, so he can do anything. So I more pay attention to like what I do know. And what I do know, Jace gets prior, mid is melee matchup with no TPs. So it's the wave state's important, and it's, a lot of kill pressure, good 2v2s from both sides. So it's like that's a pretty volatile area. And then bot is the sort of, it's our win con plus our uh, vulnerable but pushing lane. So Aphelios Thresh has a lot of kill potential onto these two champs, especially Janna. But because it's Janna's ranged and Ashe is strong in lane, they probably will get push and they have control over the lane, unless Aphelios Thresh decide to like all in and try and kill him. So bot is an important place to look, especially because we have a Shen. So our win con is definitely not top. Like there's no way Shen's really going to carry this game. It's really important that Ashe is strong, and that Katarina's comfortable getting creeps and has freedom to roam and stuff. So I'm thinking about how I'm going to win. Our comp is quite a weird comp, I would say. Like Janna Shen is very passive
Counterproductive,
and utility.
engage, counter engage.
Yeah, it's just very utility, very supportive, and like I have an Ashe and I'm Elise. So it was a I was a little bit nervous, but
This is not an
I
ideal game, you think, for Elise?
I don't like to think of it like that, because I completely popped off in 1v9.
Yeah.
Um, but it's one of those games where I definitely had to pull a lot of the damage, and I definitely have to, because of Shen, I have to play harder into bot. But I think this game, not gonna lie, I think Ashe has like a really rough early game, and that's why I had to 1v9, because if she was stronger, I could have just done my job. But I get her back in the game. Like I think I give her a herald or something, and so that we can win.
All
I
right,
was
so let's say
thinking
it
about
play
warding.
out. Yep. So, how do you think about using your ward early game? Do you ever invade as Elise level one?
Nah, not really. You can start E and go crazy. It's not bad actually. Um, so there is, yeah, basically two different ways you want to play out an Elise early game. Well, yeah, it's either you hit level 2 and you go crazy with E, or you hit level 3 and you go crazy. Like sometimes I will clear my first camp, I'll start Q, and I'll go E second, and then I'll want to just start repelling into lanes, burning flashes, looking for kills.
So level two gank.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say when it's good to do that. Some games, I literally feel like you can win a game because you just level 2 gank two different lanes, and it just completely disrupts the flow of them, the enemy team. Some games I find myself clearing 3 camps or 4 camps, or even trying to hit level 4 before I do things. So it just does depend. But I do want to emphasize the strength of Elise level 2, because realized recently how quickly you can win a game if you just level 2 gank places with a red buff and E.
So we're starting
Warding,
top.
yeah.
You held your ward, Sybol. What's going on here?
Yeah, I
Not
remember
switch out a
thinking in the
sweeper?
moment I was going to, but then I was like, so I wanted to hold it for my win con because I was like, if I'm starting topside, it's pointless to ward the side I'm starting.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right. Yeah.
right? It wouldn't make sense. I was thinking about it and then I didn't, and I wanted to make sure I used it for bot side. Just yeah, somehow make it useful for my Ashe and Katarina. Not like there, it's not that useful. Like if Viego level 2 ganks mid, like, well, fuck me, I guess.
Well,
He
I
could.
guess
He definitely could.
is your mindset right now the ward as well? Like, why not sweep if you want to pressure bot's your win con? Why isn't the warding totem more of a defensive mindset versus sweeper is more
Exactly.
aggressive? So why
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
switch out to sweeper here?
Um. Well, I don't want to switch to sweep. I mean, when I see this bot matchup, it's probably a good idea to go sweeper and just sweep the bushes, and then yeah, as I said, like just clear the vision so that my bot can push safely. So you could say maybe that's better. I think, but I'm pretty sure like also you can ward bot side. Like if I just chuck a ward at his blue or even for bot, then that's fine too. I'm thinking yeah, maybe sweeper was more ideal. Yeah, but I know I want to start top side, and I know yeah, and I don't want to be late. So if I was more prepared, I might have started sweeper and dropped a ward early.
All right. So when do you take walls? When do you skip walls, Sybil? What's your thought process when you start blue side?
Um, I already saw this bot trade, and I was like, I've got to move.
Get here ASAP. And is your
Yeah,
mindset to do a level 3? So you'll do red right now and then go bot, or are you going to level 2? I mean, obviously you put
I'm.
a point in.
I have to hit level 3.
Yeah,
I have
point
to hit
W.
level 3 because I don't have E. And obviously, like this is one of those situations. If bot died before I'd finished my red, it would just be just an extremely sad moment,
Okay,
as
wait, wait.
anyone would know.
There's a couple of things we need to cover before then. So, in terms of clearing, so Q start. Why Q start? People used to go W start. Why is it
Yeah, it
Q
was
start
W for
now?
ages. I think Q's better. I think Q just does
Okay.
more damage. Yeah, I think Phalaris, the jungle clearer guy, said it's better, and I think it is better on especially buff starts.
Um, do you think about speed of clearing camps? How do you clear camps correctly as Elise?
I auto attack. I don't know. Just use your
You auto
spells and
attack.
attacks. I don't know. Clearing's just
You think
like
it's easy? It's not something you think about that much.
just kill. Just say to yourself, okay, I need to kill this camp as quickly as possible. How do I do that? Okay, well, I think I press my spells and attack as much as I can. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty standard.
Is there any thought process in terms of the sequence of your Q and your W? Or you just smash everything together. I mean,
Spam them. But you want to use
let's
it or W to auto reset, and you want to. I sometimes will I'll smite before I Q so that my Q does my spider Q to execute does more damage.
got it.
And then
So
also you want to trade autos between spiderlings and yourself depending on you know like what you need. If
to
you've got
stay
a blue buff,
healthy.
then your spiderlings are endless. Um, so here I pop a pot to make sure I'm full. Um, and then I know that they haven't warded because I was watching bot lane a lot, and here I'm just having presence in a lane that they've been playing really aggressive, so I need to have presence here. Just patient on the cocoon. I know Achilles had flash, and then I just want to secure this. Press the attack
So
is so insane here, by the way. Like,
yeah, that's
think
if you had
about
electrocute, you wouldn't have won that, right?
I don't think so. I mean, it procced like 2 to 3 times there. I think it was so crazy. This is such a like game win. Well, not game winning, but it's just I think this is so important. This moment.
So why do you hold your Q here, Sybil? What's your thought process here? Why do you not start with Q in terms of when you're fighting someone?
Um, I remember just I was like I don't want to Q yet. I want to get him lower. I just want to auto attack him down so that my Q does more damage if he's lower.
So your mindset is that you want to hold your Q as long as possible. You sort of view your Q as like a finishing move, like the lower
Yeah,
HP, and W's you want to chop them down. I guess the way
yeah,
when I play at least the way that I view it is like W with press attack, you do like chopping a tree down, and Q's
yeah,
like doing that final chop to
yeah,
to make the tree fall.
yeah. Yep, you don't want to hold it too long. You don't want to overkill. You really don't want to overkill, but you
Yeah.
definitely want to get them lower so that the Q does extra. Um, if you can, if you're gonna die, just Q. But right there, really important that I push the wave as fast as possible because it just crashes. So fixing wave states is really important. I know you did a video, Nathan, on fixing a wave state recently on your channel. I
Yep.
watched that. It's so important. Watching that hurt my eyes, man. Like this Graves like ganks top, doesn't fix the wave state, leaves, runs bot full clears, and like just loses the game instantly. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that was
it's
my recent video. I think it's called "The Consequences of Not Pushing in a Wave."
yep. So there, X Hextech culminated boots, pretty good buy. No pink,
So
sadly, but
so
I
you'll
could
go
have soul
boots
refillable for
over
pink.
Dark Seal. So you'll never go Hexay Alternator Dark Seal. It's always boots
No,
because you just
I
value the
would
move
go
speed.
alternator dark seal would be good too, but I think I just didn't have enough. And
Oh yeah, you don't have enough. Yeah, but if you had enough, you would have gone for it.
I think so. But I don't know, man. Boots felt so. I just think movement speed's so good, but it's hard. It's
You're
hard, man.
very wishy-washy, Sybol. This is
Yeah.
this is terrible advice. There's nothing concrete here.
I just it's all about tempo. That's all I can say. You just
Okay.
Boots like got me here quicker,
Yeah.
and then like Dark Seal. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say for sure. I think if I have enough of Dark Seal Pink, I probably go Dark Seal Pink. Yeah.
All right. So you
I'm just
reset. You go top side here. You're looking at that crab. So you're just thinking of just going for top crab here.
Yeah, I really just wanted to go top crab and not deal with this bot fight, but they just kept
Yeah.
fighting, and so I had to
You
go.
just
I
had to
really didn't
go.
want to go, but I had to go here. It's my
So
three of
I
my
guess one thing I want the viewers to be noticing here, watch Sybil's map awareness map movement. Like especially when you're looking bot, you know how you said to me, "Oh, I was looking bot, so I knew they hadn't warded." You play
yeah,
that completely differently, don't you? Because if you that's warded, then you'll walk into that bot lane much differently, or you'll
yes,
sweep. You know.
100%. It's so important.
So when you guys are watching these vods, I want you to pay attention to just the map awareness of Sybyl's Alicia. So we end up doing that top crab. So why are you looking top here, Sybil, when bot's your win condition? What's your thought process here? When
Um,
you all your camps are up, like what's going on?
Pressure. I mean, I just look at this lane and I know that this guy, like, he's moving really nervously. That's like weird to say, but when I like panned up here before, his wave state sucked. My Shen was spam pinging his flash because he took a shit trade. So that's an important part. Like if this guy had flash, I wouldn't be here. No,
Got
no,
it.
for sure. That I'm pretty sure that cocoon goes through him. But luckily, Shen flash taunts. Like this Shen was just he played the lane well. He pinged the summoner well, and I was like, well, like I'm around and he doesn't know I'm here. I swept. Everything just worked about that gank. It was very effective.
So
Um,
that was sort of, would you say that's a gank that's like very not, like you don't have to put a lot of resources into it. It's sort of like show up and there's no flash. So you said literally you wouldn't be there. You'll be doing your camps and going path in bot if he had flash. That's how big of a difference it is between going to a play like that or not.
yeah, that because he's not win condition. Like helping that lane is only if it's convenient as fuck. Like
Yeah, just for
because
the
he didn't
gold.
have flash and because he didn't know I was there and playing nervously and playing too far up, it's opportunistic and it's helps Shen out a tremendous amount. But because he's not win con, it shouldn't really matter. But it's just one of those opportunistic things. If I was on vision, if he had flash, things like this, I just wouldn't go for it because I need to get clearing my camp so that I can be bot soon. Like ideally, I'm bot right now. Ideally,
If you didn't go for that
because
gank.
look at where this bot wave is. Like it's awkward as hell. If their jungler was good, you know, he'd probably be bot right now ganking. Because I used tempo top, and my bot lane's wave was really awkward, and I can't be here in time. Like see how there's like their bot lane's allowed to walk up like that. They shouldn't. I don't want that to let that happen. Like this Ashe Janna needs to be put. Like they need to feel safe. They need to be in their face.
So tell me about lane gank versus coming from the brush. What's your thought process here? Why are you looking? Are you looking to gank here? Are you looking to counter gank? What's your thought process? Do you know where
Um,
Viego is right now? By the way, do you know where he
nah,
is?
I don't. I wouldn't know where he is. I don't think he's really shown much other than.
No.
Yeah, he hasn't. I can't remember. I don't think. I knew that there's a good chance he's here. Based on what's been happening, but I just knew that a lane gank was going to be better than that. Like going through. If I was sitting in that bush, there's no way. Like that bush is for sure warded. Um, and going through
This one
lane's
here.
really effective here. Yeah. So going through lane's more effective because of the wave state there. Like, because I can sneak into the bush and I have sweeper. Um, and then a good tip is that Cloud Dragon on Elise really easy to take early. So most junglers struggle to take Cloud and Ocean early, but Elise can juggle aggro like this. So if I've bought, I usually don't do it unless I've bought because it just takes too long. But it's very easy to do, especially with some AP. You just juggle the aggro on your spiderlings as much as you can.
Okay, so how do you know to go for this dragon? How do you know where Viego is? And is it worth losing the tempo? I mean, shouldn't you be resetting right now? You said you got a lot of gold.
Hmm.
Is this not a risky dragon? Your bot needs to base as well.
Hmm. It's
Like,
fairly
like,
risky.
what happens if you based with your bot lane right now, and then you all came on the map, and then you prep the dragon?
I don't think they'd allow us. I think Thresh and Aphelios would prevent us. Well, they would not let that happen. They have too much CC. They're too good at fighting. I think. I think while Thresh and Aphelios are dead, this is the best opportunity to go for this. And like, if Viego comes, I'm strong, and ideally that as I go for that dragon, um, the my Janna or like my bot lane can move to help. I think from their perspective, they're more scared than I am. That's how I think of it. So like,
Got it. So you're more
I
of their
know it's
psychology. Like, they're not going to go. Like, Viego's thought he just lost that dragon because his bot's dead.
exactly. So there's a bot wave crashing, and Viego's like, well, I could check if Elise is on drag, or I can just catch a bot wave while my bot's dead. And then Fizz had mid pry too, which was scary. But it's sort of just that thing where I just don't think the enemy team are aware enough to catch me on that. And then even if they are aware, I can repel out. So I can get out. If they come to me and they want to stop me doing that, I can just escape, and I waste their time. So it's like it's a win-win. It's one
So
of those really tricky ones.
why do you base here, Sybol, instead of doing your camps?
Uh, I see that amount of gold, and I think Sorks plus Blasting Wand.
These resets are really important, guys. And I see, like, because it's like there's so many situations, Civil, where I'll see that the player will just go take their Raptors here. Because it's right, there's like, oh, I got to camp. Because your autopilot thing in League of Legends is camp close, camp do. Right?
Yeah,
It's like the monkey brain.
yeah,
So obviously you're thinking right now, I need to get on the map with my gold because I always say gold in your inventory is useless if you don't spend it.
yeah,
So you're
yeah.
thinking here to reset, and then where you're gonna go straight out of base. What are you thinking here?
So I know I spent a lot of tempo doing Dragon, and I have so much gold that it's too effective to not do. Like that is like if anyone did that, that would feel so good. I'm sure. Like Raptors doesn't feel good to take on Elise anyway. Um, and because of my champ, it makes sense to just keep moving. So as soon as I kill that dragon, the enemy team are like, oh, Elisa's bot and she's just on dragon, so like we can do stuff topside. So I basically kill drag base, run topside. So
You're trying to catch him off guard. Be like,
I'm like
he's top
pressuring the
instantly.
most. Yeah, they're like, holy shit, wait, she just did dragon and now she's here with these items. Like what? Like that is so much more pressure and than going to do raptors, getting an extra 100 gold and then basing after that. It's like it's just pressure. Like I have so much tempo because of how ahead I am that I want to utilize that. I want to keep the ball rolling. And then going top out of base was like just seemed like the right thing to do because this is what the reason I think I played this game well is like I could have easily just played bot all game and left my Shen on an island, but I had opportunities to punish a Jace who is gankable, and it helps me win the game harder because it gets this Jace out of the game. It makes Shen strong, and I'm using like I'm just effectively pressuring. I could just be full clearing and then ganking bot and doing stuff around bot, but I'm like spreading my time out really nicely because I don't need to farm. I'm so strong anyway. This is a similar sort of thing with the Herald. Like Viego could be here, or like Fizz could come, but if they do, I'll waste their time. It's sort of that. It can be fishy, it can be risky, but like right here, like he comes and I'm like, that's fine. Like I'm wasting his time, and
Fizz is
I'm
moving.
yeah. It's a little bit, it's a little sketchy for sure, but I am really strong. I'm holding Cocoon for ages because I don't know if we want to even fight this. But see, they were more scared than I was.
One thing I want to touch on here: starting ganks with Repel or Cocoon. Like, when do you decide to start a gank with Repel?
Um, this one he looks just dead, and my Shen ult's coming in. So if I can get closer with the Shen ult, then I can
Yeah, it's
bring
pretty
Shen
obvious in
with
the
me.
situation,
So
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, this is a pretty obvious one. I can save Flash, and I don't want him to run through tower because that'll make things really awkward. I just want to get to him. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes starting a gank with Repel is good for sure. I it just depends, I guess. Yeah. I want to point out this thing I do after Herald. It's the same logic after the Dragon. So enemy team sees me on here, and right here, same logic. I could go clear camps like wolves, but I've got gold, and if I base and move, I can be anywhere. Whereas if I do, like the enemy team are going to think I'm top and doing my top camps. So if I just go out of vision, base, and then move, I'm going to surprise them. So their bot lane is playing crazy because they just saw me topside, and now I'm here. So they're like, well, hang on, like we can't ever make a pressuring play. If their jungler shows top and we go for a play and she's here, it's like she's just everywhere. How does she do it? So
And
it's
this is
about
where the Relentless Hunter Sork Shoes comes into play because you're
oh
just
yeah,
everywhere super
yeah,
quickly.
exactly.
All right, so
Um,
why are we doing our camps now instead of? What other things could we do here? What's your thought process here?
I thought about heralding, and I mean, when I see it right now, I could see why it might be good, but it felt wrong to leave my camps up longer. It felt wrong. It felt like we killed them deep between our towers. So by the time we even get to see how Thresh is back already, and the wave was like half crashed, like the timing on the waves and the timing on their death timers meant that heralding was kind of bad because they would just get back and defend it. So I'm trying to stay hidden and just keep doing the same thing, like switching sides of the map and pressuring everywhere. And my bot were like chunked and had some like missing mana or something. So yeah, all of this I'm like taking into account. I'm just trying to be really efficient and staying out of vision. It's really important.
So you've tended to skip your Raptors a lot this game, Sybol. You just don't like doing Raptors. Is that what are the camps? Is Raptors the only camp that you don't really like to do much?
Mm, Krugs and Raptors. I mean, they just don't feel that efficient. I I mean, unless I have nothing else to do, I do them. But I just want to be like I'm this strong. I don't want Raptors. I'm too strong. I need to be. I want to be doing other stuff. Like if I did Raptors, maybe I'm not in this position. You know, there's so much to do.
So what's your thought process here? Why not kill bot? They're overextended here, Sybol. What's going on here?
Go back a little bit. Watch how I like path. So
Okay, so obviously all that bot shenanigans happens,
yeah.
and then you look
So
mid.
Viego's my bot base. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to be bot.
Okay.
Bot's based.
Yep.
Viego's bot top like this Jace is a free kill if I can get there in time. And they don't know where I am right now. And there's this crab coming up, which I want the crab because it's way easier to take than Raptors, and it's good. You know, it takes it away from him as well. And then, I mean, this guy's chunked, and we're getting mid prior, so I'm like thinking maybe we can do something. I don't know where Viego is, but I just know that top is really weak for them right now. And I know me showing mid means that their bot's gonna play more aggressive. I don't know where Viego is, and then see how I path down, make it look like I'm going bot, and then I go up.
Psychological warfare, Sybol.
Yep. So their bot are like, oh shit, I think Elise is coming bot, and then I ping top and I run top. So the entire game, their bot lane, like everyone on their team is just like, think they're not sure, like what the fuck I'm doing. Like they don't know where I'm going, where I'm gonna be. Their bot think that I'm bot side. Look how much respect their bot is giving right now.
Viego could
And
have thought that that he's probably making this play because he thinks you're bot.
I probably, yeah. Yeah, and then he's like, "How the hell is Elise here?" Like, it's if you were to have a look at this VOD from their perspective, it would probably just blow your mind. Like, that's what I'm trying to do when I'm pathing around. I'm just trying to be really deceiving. And then same thing, kill him, dude. This game is like such a good Elise game, dude. Like, I'm the
So
way
this
I'm
is just
playing it.
constantly switching sides of the map. You're constantly just
Yeah,
messing with their
it's
heads.
literally it's crazy. I kill Viego, I clear a pink, I base with for my full Night Harvester. I could have heralded top, and I just run bot because once again, it's the win con. It's more important, and I'm just switching it up.
So you could have easily gone for your Gromp because it was right there, but you decide to come here and look at the opportunities that are presented, right? And
Yep.
now you can potentially break bot and take dragon. So, like the game changes so much from these resets, doesn't it? Like you're playing a
Yeah.
different game of League of Legends if you weren't to
It's
reset there.
unreal. It's so crazy. If I did Grump, like I don't know, this game would be the weirdest, like such a different game.
It's a harder game. You would have lost the game.
That's the thing. I think if I didn't make these choices like I did, there is a very high chance that I don't win this game.
So,
But I
like, let's
kept,
say
I
that's the difference between a gold and a challenger is they'll just decide to do those camps, and then you would be the round resetting.
Yep. Yep. They would be clearing a camp because it's there and not actually thinking about like the most pressure, how do I win, that sort of stuff. So ideally we break the whole tower and Ash gets the gold, but like it's still not like this game still feels like really hard fought. Like they're fighting back. We're not getting everything we really like exactly want. Like the tower's low. Ash didn't get. I don't know. I don't think Ash got the gold. Um, so it's really hard fought. I'm like doing all the right things, but it's still not a free win. Whereas some games you do the right things and it's like game ends in 15. But that's just this. That's just this game. So again, like they get bot tower first. So like technically they're ahead in the win con. And like I'm strong, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to carry this in the end. Like I really do need Ash to be strong and Katarina to be strong.
So you take Crab, Gag top. Again, you skipped your camps for that because you're looking at the wave. Obviously, Anjana's here, and you see where the enemy team is, so you know there's no threat, there's no risk of this.
Yep. He's walking up a lot. I've got Jana, she's keen to do stuff. We've got lots of, an extra body to tank a tower. We see enough of their team that like honestly the most important thing is they don't know where we are. Like they're not respecting where we go missing. If this was Ultra Giga Brain Korean Solo Queue, highest elo, as soon as we push that mid wave and we go into top river, their Jace is going to chill. And he's
Just
not
back
going to take these
off.
crazy trades. I mean, he might still be diveable, but the fact that he walks up, takes trades, it's like they're not respecting where we could be. Their awareness is really average, so we can take advantage of that. I can play extra aggressive. Our lane assignments here were really good. I was really surprised. Like Shen goes bot and Cat goes top. I think this was bad. So I remember thinking I couldn't decide how I should have done that instead. I'm not sure if I don't think it's worth flashing to kill him. I think killing him is really pointless. But he to me he looked out of position, so I went for him. I think starting Herald is just a better play, or
So this
pathing
is
around.
really important. People will be very confused, Sybol. It's why is this a low impact kill? This is what I call these type of situations. It's a low impact kill.
Yeah. So okay. If I don't kill him right now, what is he gonna do with his time? Like nothing. He's got nothing to do. He can't walk up. He can't farm the next wave. He would basically walk across the map and go help his team or do Krugs, which I know that aren't up. So even if I kill him, like if I don't kill him, he's not doing anything, and if I kill him, he's not doing anything. So I don't need to kill him. It's the only reason I'd kill him is because I want 300 gold. But I have my time is better spent elsewhere. Like I want this Herald, and I want to go play for Ash sooner. And also because we don't have a wave, our wave is, look at where it is. It's fucking in our base. It's so far away. So even if I wanted to play and pressure topside, if we kill him and then try and take top tier 2, he'll be alive by the time like we get there. So it's just a really useless kill. And I think in the moment I was like, he's out of position. I'll just kill him quickly because he shouldn't be allowed to get this wave. But I think I pathed poorly, and yeah, I think I should have just done Herald anyway because it would have been more impact.
Here's the zombie ward kicking in.
Yeah, I proc it so much lingering vision. So I'm like just pressuring right now. I want to like draw people here. I'm really strong.
Okay, so you just want to force a fight because you know you have Chenault, you're strong, you have Zonyas. I mean, this is a huge item spike for you right now, right? Like fighting,
Massive.
would you still take this fight if you didn't have Zonyas?
I probably would, but it would be a lot riskier.
Yeah.
It's a bit scary because we don't have much vision in that bot river, and I'm walking into it. But we have so much to make this play work, and because I have Herald and we have tempo, like if you go back, I think if you go back, you'll see some things that help make this play a little bit. So Jace is top, that's important.
Yep.
They just use Lantern, that's pretty big. And then I have Herald, so this forces their hand really hard, and like he walks into me and I get like a free combo on him. So, and then he flashes. So we're getting, even if this play goes wrong, like there's still a lot of good to take from it. We get his flash, we get damage on mid tower, we get to farm while this is all happening. Like it's a good play to make to like force them on your tempo. Rather, like otherwise I'd just, what else would I be doing? I'd be standing around waiting for like Shen to get prio or something. Like it was just the best opportunity.
And this absolutely exploded the game now. So that's a very proactive play, conscious proactive play you made. I'm going to fight. I want to force a fight, and there we go. And that's literally a broken. I mean, I think that's a really big game when you play.
Huge, yeah. I think the Zonyas plus me having flash makes that play a lot more, like it should be the main reason why I go for that. Technically, I'm a bit crazy, so I kind of would go for that anyway, and I might end up dying or it might go wrong. But because I have flash Zonyas, so like it's such a good way to start a fight. I can bait so much time, and you know, it's just
with the repel as well. So flash, Zonyas, repel. That's like the ingredients, the key to successes, at least.
It really is. Yeah, you have so much team fight. Like people say she's not very good at team fights, but you can really you can do so much with those things.
I mean, we got a perfect example here, right?
Perfect example, yeah. Just like I should be dead 4 times, but it's like.
So let's look at it again. So usage of, so do you have a preference? Like, will you use Zonyas first, repel first, flash?
I don't think I do. I probably find that I repel first, and I think it's because people will know I have repel, but they might not know I have Zonyas, so they get baited even longer. Yeah, it just depends. Sometimes you need to be quicker and just need to smash Zonyas. It might be worth going to just when I bought that Nash's just to have a look at my gold.
Oh yes, yeah.
And game state. It's right here. So yeah. So right here, it's like I'm looking at what I can buy, and this was my most recent game. So if this was a week ago, I might have bought Lichbane here. But then I was like, I think Nash's is better. And as I said, from this game, I want DPS. Our team lacks DPS. I want damage for objectives, and I want this gives me so much like solo carry potential. I can really like 1v3 and shit with this item. The other ones are more for like one popping, but this is like much more consistent DPS, so it's really good. I think I forgot about Cosmic Drive in this moment, but I actually think Cosmic Drive might be better than Nash's if I can afford it, but I didn't look. I just went for this.
All right, well, I think that's all we'll go over for this game here, Sybol, because I think the game's pretty much over here. let's move on to
Uh,
another one. Are we happy with that, or do you think there's
no,
another?
no, go a bit longer because I think
Okay.
it's important to know how to close. Like,
Yep.
we'll at least finish watching this. I think the other
Yep.
ones
We'll
we
do
can.
a full one. Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
just
Good
it's
thinking,
so
Sybil.
important. Like this game did not feel over till it was over. I
Okay.
know it's like doomed for them, kinda, but I'm got most of the gold. I'm 13-0. These are the
If
sort
you
of
die
games that people
once,
would throw, right?
yeah. Okay. That's true.
Yeah,
Yep.
and my Ash is
So,
piss. My
what's
Ash is so.
your thought process here, Sybil? What's the next objective? What are you thinking? How are we going to close out this game in this situation? We are this far ahead.
I want to force Baron. I want to like I'm so strong. I want to make sure that I'm having an impact in fights, and so I want to be there, and I can force a fight by starting Baron. I got this Nash's so that we could have threat on Baron because without it, like we don't have much damage for it. So I'm just getting control around Baron, um, and like the maps looks really good for us right now. Like we have a lot of Prior, we have Chenault, and I can just force in. I don't know where their team is. Like they're being very like I don't know what they're doing. They're all like missing and shit, right? So they're giving us a lot of space, and I've got full vision control, and then they force. So this is a fight that's like this is dangerous because Ash isn't here. Um, so this is a bit scary, and I do die. So I think I was a bit deep in this jungle. Like I got baited by the fact that their entire team was missing, and I was like, hang on, like something's weird. Um, but then they sort of all appear at once.
They just engage on you
And
because
we
they
don't
know
have
now.
Ash. And then yeah,
Yeah.
because they're engaging, we're just back foot. But luckily, like this cat just cleans up really hard.
So this is sort of a fight that you didn't want. This is not where you wanted the fight to be forced. You were just getting denying vision, and then they just sort of
Yeah,
made the good proactive play, and you guys sort of
exactly.
just had to
Yeah,
react.
yeah. I think I should have been a bit more cautious around here. But only because Ash wasn't there, and we should start the Baron and make them come to us. They just had a good force, like they flash fizz ulted and stuff. But yeah, it's still good. Like we get the Baron. Um, maybe skip in a bit. Oh, actually, this is good.
So what are you
Just
thinking here? Because
like
this is again important. Your mindset closing. Like a lot of the time, I'll see people just go mid. Why are you here, Sybil? What's going on here?
I like side lanes so much more than just barreling down mid. It gives you options. So like we have a Shen as well. So playing two waves, it can be riskier, but I much prefer to try and get Baron up on both waves. And plus their team is going to like they should respect that they can't engage out on Ash, like that we could be there. So we can spread out a bit and start pushing a side wave. Like Baron up a side wave, like I think such a big increase to win rate for people is when you get a Baron buff, base and run to a side wave straight away and start pushing it. Make them show on a side wave, and that'll open the map up so much. If you just base and all run mid, you just start standing like they just all go mid, and then you're all just 5v5, and
Hmm.
you're not really utilizing the Baron buff very much. You want to apply a Baron buff to a side wave, it puts so much more pressure on the map.
So you'll be the one just to push that. You don't even care if no one goes there. You'll just go straight there. If no one's
I
pushing, you
like
just
to
push
do
it.
it. It's sometimes crazy, and I get pinged by my teammates sometimes be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
just come mid," but like, it's so much more pressure if they actually play according to me side split pushing with the Baron buff. We're actually going to be able to open up the map better than if I just barrel down mid and try and throw cocoons at people looking at me. I can open up the map and actually get cocoons off if we're in a side wave. So I'm being a bit too crazy, but I do know what I need to do. Like I need to Baron up a wave and just force a fire on the wave after splitting them up. So it's like I think I'm in the right place. I'm just my Zhonya's wasn't quite up. I didn't pop I got CC locked. But the idea was for sure there. And I think my Ash goes crazy this fight. Like
Well played. Team's carrying you here, Sybil. You're not the carry anymore. Your team, Ash is the carry.
yeah, but don't you reckon this fight's like better one in the side than like mid?
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
I don't know.
I agree with you. It's the right idea. It's just we sort of just get
Yeah, the
caught
right
here, I
idea.
guess. Like Ash is
I
mid
knew someone was
again.
in there. I knew someone was in there, but I
Yeah.
couldn't. I didn't want to face check or pink it.
And your team sort of just commits. It's really a bad situation, I think.
And
Ish.
then I don't. I think it's like still a right idea because say we get one or two kills there, we break inhib. So I just need to
That's
pop
true.
Zhonya's and repel. Like this is a really
Yeah.
good fight. I think people should have rotated a bit quicker onto the wave, because as soon as the wave is under tower, we want to start like going ham, and they're going to be catching mid wave. So it's the right idea. I misplayed a little bit, and then yeah, team's actually pretty strong and play the fight well. So yeah, you can skip forward, and then
So again, you went straight into side lane again. You got the crab and you go straight into here. How do you think about
yeah.
control wards? Like, obviously you're playing with vision here. Like, how do you use your control wards when you're doing this? Like, do you have certain spots you're looking to ward?
I
Is this a really
love
good one here?
double pink. Like double pink plus sweeper is so insane to just sit around bushes. I do it all. Like, it's how you get control. It's how you help your team get prio and sides. Just drop a pink in a bush, sweep a bush, and then just camp, and you get control of the area.
I think
When you're
looking at
ahead, it's how you
your
should do it.
OPGG, you had like bought some. You buy a lot of control wards, at least. You're a
Yeah,
big
I
fan
buy
of control
so
wards.
much. Yeah,
You
it's
had like
so
one game you had
important.
12 or something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I catch a fizz. Yep. This is like free dragon. Now, how do I close it? I'm just so strong. But I'm just really forcing, like, I'm just really like pushing our lead. You know, I'm not like taking. I've barely taken my camps, right? I'm just
No.
trying to get into their face, into their camps, as much as I can to keep the pressure up. And I'm not even thinking about like, do we scale? Do we not scale? I don't think about that. I just think like item spikes. I think about like, how do we pressure the map the hardest? Because usually, like in a game like this, like they're as strong as you, or you're stronger than them probably. And here's a perfect, like, this is such a good fight. I was a bit of an early Zonyas.
That's a spider. You're a spider there, Sybol.
I want to explain why it's so good to fight here.
Okay.
Okay, so fighting right now, even if I'm inting, I'm inting. I'm literally doing weird shit. I'm missing cocoon. I'm early Zonyas. But if we win a fight right now, we win the game. Okay, and we're strong, and I've got utility. Because if we win a fight, we have, see this where this wave is. We can end the game with this wave. It's one of those fights where like the risk to reward ratio is so insane. And like you can int and it still will work. You know, it's so important to know like when is a good fight and when is a bad fight. And this is such a good fight. Like if I'm them, obviously they're in a really shit position. They don't have many options, but we just really want to fight. If we get one kill, we basically pressure end. You know, you just want to realize these opportunities and just be relentless about it. There it is.
All right. So I think key takeaways there was the resetting.
Yeah, the resetting.
Thinking about the side lanes there, that was really good with the Baron. Obviously thinking about the gold. I mean, those tied into the resets and the gold, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's chuck on another game. So we'll
The
start
resetting
moving
is
to,
such an important part.
and also map awareness as well. Looking at all your options, maybe that's something we could focus on a bit more in these reviews because again, I find
Yeah, okay.
that especially when I coach my clients with these more really junglers that are traditionally known as. I like that you don't think about scaling at all, or like you're
Yeah.
an early game jungler, you're just playing the game, playing to your champ identity, but.
Yep.
The reality is with these champs, you need to be getting a lot of information so then you know what the best move is.
Definitely. I mean, it doesn't matter what champ you're playing or what elo you're in, you need to be taking in as much information as you can so that you can make better decisions. That is just League of Legends. If you want to play good League, that's how you do it.
Do you use a combination of F keys and then looking at the minimap?
Yeah. I F key a lot. And then I also just click on the minimap. It's really important, but it's not just. I don't just do it because it's what you do, right? I do it because I need to have a look at what my teammates' HPs are, enemy HP, wave state. Like I need to know these things so that I can make informed decisions. I can't just do a 3-camp clear and run to top lane every game. I need to know these things.
All right. This game here, Sybol, what are we thinking here? What's your win condition?
All right. This one's must have been a bit longer ago because I don't remember Illusion top, but so melee support versus Yasuo. So that's a pretty volatile lane instantly. Um, LeBlanc versus Ari, pre-6, lots of gank pressure mid. Um, Same Viego matchup, so pretty standard, versatile jungler, can do lots of different things, but will most likely 4 camp or full clear. Can level 2 gank, but this game probably not. He won't do that. But top is in a really important matchup for obvious reasons. Very volatile, very snowbally. And Lucian gets prior unless Rengar forces it, and I need to make sure that Lucian can he's safe, that he's 1v1, and that if Rengar does anything crazy, that I need to be there because it's such a swingy matchup.
So where are you going to be pathing given all that information? It sounds like you have a lot of options.
It's one of those games where you do have a lot of options, but I'd say top matchup's the most important. At least early. You just want to make sure it's not like I need to be top all the time forever and ever. It's all about like comfortable wave states. So I need to make sure this solution's comfortable and he can't be getting all in. And I think in terms of which lane is most important, yeah, it's like top and then bot and then mid. But because mid is a good matchup for me to gank, mid becomes more important than bot, and I can play from top to mid to bot like that.
Okay.
And I
So you'll
think bot
assess
can.
what's going on top, and then maybe you'll move back down to bot if you feel like there's nothing there top.
Yeah. If for whatever reason I can't do anything top, like if he's safe and then I can't like gank top because he's playing really respectfully, then I'll start moving my pressure elsewhere. But it just depends how people play. Like my bot lane should, if they see me path top, which they're seeing right now, they should, try and play bot a bit more respectfully. Try not to take too many crazy trades while I'm top. That's what they should do.
How much does knowing where the enemy junglers start impact your early game, Sybol?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't track it nearly enough. I like.
Oh my god, Sybol.
It's
Let's
really
end a
bad.
review
Hey,
in the
I
salty.
know,
What
I
the
know, I know.
hell?
It's crazy. Hey, like so some games I do think about it most games, but some games I literally will just be like, oh shit, where did he
Where
start?
they-
Like I just my mind slips, right? Like it happens.
yeah.
But it's because the indicator of where he started is so like sudden. So like obviously Rakan is already bought, so I'm pretty sure tops. I think this game I do know. I think I know top leashes.
Do you ping it for
Um,
your team?
yeah, usually I'll ping it. Yeah. Um, so this is the fast level 3 clear.
So you say, Sybol, you hate people taking Raptors at least. Why are you taking it now? What's the thought process?
It's the fast level 3 clear. So like red Raptors
Just
Gromp is
Gromp.
the
So that's
quickest
another
level
option.
3.
Yep.
It's a good start for most games, I would say. Because you can actually clearing Raptors level 2 with red buff and W. It's pretty good. Usually, otherwise it's not that good. You take so much damage, but after Gromp you're like full health anyway, so it's a good time to do it. And then yeah, as I said, I want to be around this top lane. I'm ready to go as soon as possible. So that's what this clear does, because I just know that this Rengar is going to play like an absolute monkey, and
Rengar tops do tend to do that.
yeah, like
So you're thinking
there's
just to
that.
dive this guy, because if Lucian's strong, you know that Viego's not here, so you're making this play as well, given that you know Viego's not here. Or if Viego was still here, would you still be making this play if you knew Viego was here?
I think there's something a little bit off about this play, which is that like if Viego could just be doing something else on the map, because like my mid and bot are pushing, so Viego could just be force ganking somewhere else. But like this is such a it's like even if my bot or my mid die right now, because this play is so high value, it doesn't. It's like as long as my teammates can respect that I'm going for this, it should work out in the end. Like this is denying them so much, and I can redive. So it's like it's tricky, but I think if Viego is here, we win. If Viego's not here, then this guy dies like on repeat.
So for
This is
this
the
skirmish here, Sybol, why do you start with Q and not get him lower HP with W first? You see here how you Q and then W, but the other skirmish you did it the opposite. You did W and then you hold Q. I guess my question is, how do
uh,
you maximize damage with Elise? Does it matter in the sequence or?
um. Well, you should start with Q. I don't know. It's sort of the most damage rotation is like auto QW cocoon. Uh, you know, but just depends, I guess. I'm not sure how to answer that.
So if they're lower HP, you'll save the Q for the execute. Is that because heals full HP?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, if I'm going into if like I'll start with usually what will happen is I'll start with Q. If I'm like going for a full burst, I'll start
Yep.
with Q because then my Q will come back up by the time that they're ready to get executed. So you don't want to like it's one of those situations where you don't want to hold your Q so long that you could have used it twice by now. like um
That's right. Yeah.
and because there's a Lucian who wants the kill, if I just get him low, Lucian will do the rest, sort of thing, you know?
So I guess it depends. Some situations you want to hold your Q for the execute for lower damage, and then sometimes you just got to use it because you could use two Qs in that same time.
Yeah, or like if it's a 1v1, no one else is coming in for the damage, so I want to execute them. But if it's my teammates around, I just want to get all the damage out I can, and then they can finish off the kill. If
I
I
find
get
it
them low.
interest.
Yeah.
I find it interesting how you have to think about that a bit, Sybol. Like I sort of tested you there because you do things
Yeah.
automatically. That's the thing about the champion mastery, and that's why I say a
Yeah.
lot of the time that high elo players they're actually really bad at explaining or teaching the game
It's so true,
because
actually.
they don't know. There's so many things they're doing they're taking for granted that the actual player doesn't see, and that's what I've learned over the last 2 years of coaching. Like there's so many things people are missing, and I need to break things down a lot more,
Yeah.
which I thought
But
that was really interesting.
but don't you think that also says something about the fact that we're good players and we don't know how to do this stuff. So what that means is it doesn't matter if you know how, you just need to be able to do it. And to be able to do it, you have to play and
It's like a feel. There's
like
like a lot of feel of,
it's
of the game.
yeah, it doesn't matter if you can tell someone else how good you are as long
No, it
as when it
doesn't. No,
comes
it
to
doesn't at all.
your
If
hands
you can
and
execute.
if you can execute, if your hands are on the keyboard and you're making it happen, you're good at playing League of Legends. And don't you remember like when I joined Direwolves in 2016, like I couldn't say a thing about League. I would just people would ask me
No,
what I'm doing with my pathing, and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know,
I just
bro.
do this. I just do
Yeah,
this.
Sybol, what's your path? I'm like, haven't thought about it yet. Like, wait, like,
Yeah, we'll figure
it's
that out
crazy.
later in the game.
Yeah, like
We'll
just I haven't
adapt.
let my intuition kick in yet.
Well, I think the game's come a long way since then. I think now, if you want to be a consistent high elo jungler, you have to have thought process and track the enemy jungler and stuff. Where maybe back in those days, you didn't really have to do it as much. Would you agree?
I would say that I'd say that like you still. I mean, I don't think you need to. It's just for your teammates that you need to say it. As long as you know what you're doing, you don't
Okay.
need to be able to verbalize it. So back then, I would have had all these things. I just would have. That's why when someone asks me what my path is, I'm like, bro, I subconsciously know what I'm gonna do, but I couldn't
That's
tell
right.
you.
Yeah, but you
Like I
couldn't
know
tell
I'm
you
gonna
why.
start
Yeah.
here, but
Yeah.
everything else is determined off variables. So it's like hard to, I don't want to start going like ifs and thens and buts and whatever. I just want to be like I like to just say play accordingly, but I understand that that's pretty wishy-washy.
Alright, so obviously you do those 2 kills top. Okay, so you go for a third kill top, so we actually missed some things here. So you double kill, you kill top twice. Viego comes here, he tries to look for the gank mid. He's waiting for you for the crab. Good hit on the plant. Are you not scared for Rengar coming to you right now?
Uh, I think I was, yeah. I think I was scared right
I
now.
think we're a bit scared. This is a bit sketchy. You got a flash maybe over the wall potentially. Okay, so you just hang around. You're looking for Viego. He's obviously done the crab by now, has he? No? He
I
just
didn't
didn't do
know.
the crab.
I just didn't
What?
know where he went.
What what happened there? He just gave the crab. He just gave the crab. He could have taken that, I think. You were in trouble there. I didn't
Well,
even
remember,
realize how much in trouble you were.
I shot the plant backwards,
That's
and
true, yeah. He was a little bit
so
scared.
I think but yeah, maybe.
You're living in people's heads rent free with your Elise symbol, I think. He's like, this guy knows something I don't.
Yeah, that's how you play.
So you hit blue, you take blue, and then you just come for a regank top. So I mean, obviously you've really dedicated your time and resources top to your win condition here. So
Yep.
you're making this
This
Rengar's
champion
life
is
hell.
too Lucian is too um vulnerable. He's too it's
Volatile.
too volatile. If he dies once and has a shit wave state, like game is so different. So
So I got a question.
um
This one, Sybol. What's going on here? So you have your ideal base. The
yeah, I've
mid
got a good
wave
base.
is a bit of like, why are we looking to fight here? Would you think this is a low impact fight? Because that's my first initial reaction to this.
Well,
Like, what
yeah,
does this
I mean,
achieve?
so both mid and top wave states are not ideal right now. I want them to crash
You need to
so
be
that
fixed.
so
Yeah.
that we're free, so that we can like I don't base until my teammates base, and then I'll base until their wave states are fixed. So
Yep.
therefore I stay. Like that's pretty logical. I could be really selfish and be like, I'm basing because I got gold, guys. I don't care about your wave states, but I'm a team player, so I'm gonna stay with them, and then I just want to force them away from the wave, or just
So
I
then that
want to make
allows
sure
them to
mid wave
crash it.
crash. Yep.
Is
So
there
so the whole
is there a
point of this.
situation here where you could just walk in and just hit the minions mid? Like, do you have to do this? You think, or you think this is the right move every time?
Um, I'm guessing this guy doesn't have flash, right? I'm not sure why I would go for this if he has flash.
Yeah, so let's assume he doesn't have flash because I would agree. I don't think he has flash.
I,
That'd
I
be
think if he
pretty
had
crazy.
flash, I wouldn't know why I'd go for that.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he doesn't have flash. Um, but I think you're right. I think like I don't really need to do that. I could probably just play for
No.
the wave.
Yeah.
So I think, and yeah, I mean I didn't consider support missing. Um, I didn't consider a few things there, but you can see I mean I sold refillable for Darksteel there.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, that play was a bit sketchy. Like ideally, we just crash the wave and I spend my gold because that is a bit scary, and their support was there. So I think if I was to go back and I was to be really aware and notice that their support could be here, I'd probably just walk up and start autoing the wave. Or if I was really respectful, I'd I would start basing and back ping my LeBlanc and say deal with it. Really, really respectful, but that's like maybe too respectful because her wave state that might cost her too much.
That's a learning objective that I set for my high elo clients. Master tier plus is tracking supports.
Mm, it's a tough one. Or it's like it's such a unique one because you've got to track junglers first, and
It's like you got to
supports.
track that and support. It's like, holy shit, how much do I have to,
Yeah, yeah,
keep track of?
yeah. That's why I like playing support because people don't expect you as much, nearly as much as they expect the jungler.
All right, so here's a question to pose to you here, Sybil. So, we talk about, win conditions and stuff, and at least I talk about this in my Zinzao guide, the hydraulic press mindset. What happens if you were to go straight top here? Or is going bot here, you just want to get dragged? Like, what's your thought process? Why go bot instead of top here?
The main reason was red buff dragon, and top is now should be comfortable by himself.
Yep.
So, and his wave state's bouncing back. So basically, the reason it's so important to crash a wave is that when a wave bounces back, you have so many options. When your wave's pushing in, it's like it's scary because you need to make sure it crashes so you're not getting frozen on and denied CS. So as it's bouncing back, this Lucian can look what he's done. Like this guy's like a top 5 solo queue player. I've path bot after crashing his wave. He comes back, he double wards before walking into lane. Okay,
Yeah.
it's so good he does this, man. Like I swear to God, like it's the difference between a high elo top laner and a low elo one is like understanding like what your job is right now. Like I've just gotten this guy crazy ahead. I mean, he's still getting ganked, so it's still bad, but he had the right idea. He just didn't respect. He didn't like follow through. But he comes back to lane. He wards before entering lane because it's bouncing back. He doesn't need to be in lane yet. It's just going to crash into him. So he's got time to do stuff, and he does that. And so that means I can just go bot. And because he gets ganked, I can just insta do dragon. But yeah, the idea is like you fix lane states so that so that you have choices. Because while lane states aren't fixed, you don't really have a choice. You have to fix lane states because you just bleed and then lose.
Oh, hopefully we'll get some more examples in the VODs here of that happening.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going bot. We get the dragon. So you said you think taking the ocean dragons and cloud are very easy on
Yeah,
Elise.
super early. Yeah, because the spiders tank it really well. So whenever I see them, I'm like, oh, I'll go solo it. But I pretty much never do a mountain or a fire by myself early. It just annihilates you. I mean, you still can with enough AP, but I just like to solo the other ones. So these guys were way too far up, and I had full vision control to just go for this. I wanted to explain a point, which is it's not to do with this, but just when you're thinking about the tab screen at the start of the game, is I have this idea of a pressure point. So like think about on a body, there's pressure points that like your pressure is more effective there, or like they're weaker somewhere. So you don't
Yep.
want to pressure someone like a skull is obviously a thick part. Pressuring someone's skull is not as effective as like pressuring their like a muscle that's weak. I don't fucking I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy, but you know what I mean. I just think the idea is like the pressure point, the most effective area that you can pressure them, that's going to pressure them the hardest. So against like a Zach or against like an Amumu or something, I think about like, okay, where can I fight this guy that is going to that I have the most pressure or like the most threat, and he feels the weakest. So that's like, I think if I was to like coach people, I'd try and say at the start of the game like, what's your pressure point? Where is a good place to pressure? Um,
So that's
and
thinking about here the Lucian Rengar, like that was volatile. So that's like
yes, yeah,
a key pressure point. But there was other pressure points you
it's
did
weird. Early in
identify as
this
well as
game, it's
bot.
like all three lanes were good pressure points, but it was like
Hmm.
I had to pick one, and then like hopefully my team respects while I go for that one that they're gonna respect. But some games it's like I think it's more of a jungle matchup thing. So in a 1v1, it's like, okay, if I fight this guy in a vacuum, yes, whatever. But I need to try and get this 1v1 into a situation that's as ideal as possible for me. So where would that be? Well, it's going to be like around a prior lane so that I have a teammate that can back me up. It's going to be like on vision so that I can see what he's doing and hit my spells. It's going to be away from their strongest champions or most util, like if they have a Alistair support, I'm me 1v1ing him near his Gromp at bot is like it's doomed. So that's not a good place to pressure him. So it's like if I'm trying to invade this Amumu or invade this Zac, where is he going to feel the most pressured as I invade him? It's that kind of thought process. Like where's he weakest? Um, that was just a concept I wanted to mention about the tab
I
screen.
like it. Yep.
Like this game, our pressure points are obviously around our CC. So like Lucian is a really big pressure point because he gets prio. But then I have so much pressure around LeBlanc E, Ashe ult. But I need to be careful of like Rakan ult. Like, yeah, it's a good way to start thinking about where you want to be taking fights and get your advantages.
So Sybol, you have 38 CS here at 9 minutes. But obviously we've done a lot of mapping. We've obviously impacted mid, bot a lot. We sort of like botched mid a little bit, but you spent a lot of time top. Is
Yeah,
this like an ideal game? You think is this going to be common for you? Do you usually have more CS numbers? Is it just based on just this game? I mean,
I'm gonna
you
say
have
it right up.
80%.
Like CS numbers are so irrelevant, dude. Like
Okay,
it's so. You tell me you said 38 at 9. I'm like, what does that mean? Like,
it
is
doesn't
that
even
good? Is that
don't
bad?
even
I
care.
literally doesn't register. I don't care.
Is this an Elise thing, or is this you just that's your view on jungle in general?
I don't care ever. It doesn't matter who I'm playing. I do not care what that number says. I don't care what it says for the enemy. I can use it to gauge like how much they've been farming or how strong they might be, but I gauge it off what items are in their inventory, right? That's if they have 100 creeps killed, but like their items are weaker than mine. Like I don't care. It's all about what's in their inventory. So that number is irrelevant, including teammate CS as well. That number is so irrelevant. It's all about the items. So
Oh, well, I
yeah,
don't
if
think there's.
whenever a low elo player asks like how much CS should I have by like 10 minutes, I'm like fucking stop it.
It depends. It depends on the situation. I mean, the way that's so that's because sometimes I think that's dangerous advice, Will, because I find that people might emulate this, like high pressure. I mean, obviously these are high elite games we're looking at, so people are doing stuff with these kills, and people executing correctly. But
Mm,
I find that the plays that people go for, they're just low impact. You might as well. The better thing was just to clear your camps. The high impact thing, the high percentage thing there. So I do
yeah, yeah,
like to
yeah,
emphasize a lot about making sure you're strong. But when I see this, like you have intention with everything you're doing. You're
yeah.
ditching your camps for a reason, aren't you?
Yes, exactly. But
Right?
that's what I want to encourage because I don't want if people focus on that number, they're going to be like, this is what
That's
happens.
right.
Literally, it happens so much. They're like, oh man, my creep score's low. I haven't killed many camps. I should kill more camps, or like I need to get this number up. But it should just be like, what's the best play to go for right now? Can I gank? Like, yes, there are times where I'm like, shit, maybe I should just full clear right now instead of like trying to pressure the map. I think about that, but at the end of the day, if the play is better than going for the camp, then I go for the camp. If getting the camp is better than going for the player, I take the camp. So it's situationally based. You have to be like assessing the situation on it. You cannot just be like, all right, I'm gonna double full clear so that I hit this item, and then I'm gonna do stuff. Like you can't do that.
I guess moving now, that's a good segue into my question I have for you. What do you think are the misconceptions around Elise are?
Misconceptions.
Things you see in the community, people say all the time.
Hmm. You do
Maybe
not have to do something early, right? Game states do vary. I know I say like pressure is important, but there are games where there are just games where you don't have to do anything. You really don't. You don't have to do anything drastic. You can just like there are games where you can full clear. The thing is they're so rare and they're so like unearned. You know what I mean? Like if there's a game where I just full clear and then base and then clear 2 camps and then clear a pink and then clear more camps, if I'm doing that, the game doesn't feel like I'm earning my win. Or it feels like somehow we're just winning without me. So that's why I find in competitive I run it down a bit because like games slow down so much and or at least I'm not sure, but yeah, games slow down heaps and I want to like win the game as soon as I can. I want to like actually fight for a win, but people are very okay to just chill and I find myself like double full clearing on Elise. I'm like I have cocoon and repel, can we do something? But there are games where if you want to win, like you don't have to do much. Like you can just like be patient. So it is a bit of a misconception. Um, Another one is that she doesn't scale, but I don't like that, dude. The way the Baus talks about like I love when he's like I'm playing Scion, I scale. He's like I outscale Kale, and I'm like I just think that's the funniest comment. But it's like it kind
it's
of
like a
is true. Like
mindset.
it's a mindset. It's literally a mindset. Like realistically, no. Like Kale will 1v1 you. Well, actually no, because he like 1v1s. He was like 1v1ing this
He
Kale with
kills
like
him. Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he. It's just this mindset of like if I play it correctly, I can still win.
No matter what champ it is, if you someone walks into a bush in a sideline, you can get that pick that gets you the next objective, or then they
Exactly.
fall, then the next person comes, and the next person comes, and then that's
There's
sort of what you mentioned
options.
at the beginning of the video is that you have your abilities, your short cooldown. It's not like you have to wait for an ult. Like it's not like a Diana ult where you
Yep.
can't kill someone in the side lane because you don't have ult, right? But with Elise, you
Yeah.
can always kill people.
Yes. Yeah. It's you have so many options always, and even if they're really strong, like make the enemies use their mouse and keyboard to end the game. Like make them do that. If they are strong enough to win, then like make sure that like they do it correctly. I like to put pressure on the enemies to like secure their win because I know that the chance that they throw it is actually really high. Like anyone can agree that League is like, there's pressure to close the game out. Or there's a proto belt, bit of a proto belt usage.
All right, so let's move on to the
Um,
next VOD symbol.
yep,
Let's quickly
sure.
switch to here. So we've got one more of yours, and then we'll segue into some games that I want reviewed by the Sybol Elise Master.
Yep. I reckon we just look at like the first, at most, second back of this game.
Okay.
We're just because I can't remember which like how this game goes, but yeah, I think just the first 5 minutes. There's so much to take anyway, and the other games we went through enough of. So,
So
tab screen,
where's your pressure points? What are you thinking, Sybol?
Thresh, Aphelios, lots of gank setup, lots of wave control. I think I haven't swapped it yet, but I'm pretty sure Malphite's top. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely my fight top.
Um,
Yep.
and then there we go. And then I think I swapped the Echo too.
Yeah. So
Yep.
then you
And
do this
then
because of F keys, right? Because you will then they need to be in the correct
yes, yeah,
position.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
F keys, yeah, yeah. So where is the tab screen?
Come on,
I'm a bit
Sybol. Why are you not
I'm
tabbing?
I'm a bit AFK right
What are you
now.
doing? You're alt tabbing. You're on YouTube. What's going on, Sybol? This is not what you preach. You're not practicing what you preach here. What are you doing, Sybol? What's going on?
I'm coasting, bro. I'm coasting.
All right, here we go.
There we go. Okay, yeah, tier start. I mean, so why did I swap them back? Oh no, Kiana does go top. That's right. So they like
Oh,
trying to get
okay.
good. They're trying to
Yeah,
get a good matchup. That's what it
got it.
was.
Yep.
I think they end up. I think the enemy team swap. It was crazy, but uh, yeah, playing around bot like bot's my win con. Kiana's important though. Um, what was I? I mean, it's basically just this. This is a game where I'm pretty sure it's very situational. but what
So
I
you're going
do
to
need, what I
adapt.
do
You're going
know,
to be
I
very
mean,
open-minded this game.
yeah, I mean, most games I am, but initially when I think about this, because all I can say is that um, Malphite's not getting prio wherever he goes. So I'm probably want to get. I want to get away from Malphite until level 6. I want to get away from him. I don't want to have anything to do with the lane, with his lane, unless he's getting dove or something. Then maybe I can intervene. But I want to get Aphelios and Kiana ahead. That's my goal. I want to. I know Echo's clear. I clear faster than him. Oh, it's pretty even, but I think I clear a bit quicker. Um, and I'm happy to 2v2 wherever Echo is. So, um, but this is one of those games where it's quite situational. I want to see how my teammates trade. I want to know how Aphelios is playing lane. I want to know what Kiana wants to do in lane. I think I remember I was considering pinging like level 2 top, because Kiana
Because this
has
is a
good.
very snowbally.
Yeah, this is snowbally. Like it's the same thing. Like Lucian, remember the Lucian Lucian into
Rengar,
Rengar?
yeah.
It's an ADC top, and I have a Kiana, and I can go E. So this is one of those E start games. So I can just get that.
So, obviously, the other game you did a different thing, Sybil, is where you did a 3 camping path. Why 2 camp here? Is it because it takes them off more by guard? Like, what's the thought process here?
Um,
Why not just
because I
start blue,
start
do blue, gromp, red?
because I want my bot to start in lane so they can get prio, and I want my red buff. Like level 2 Elise without red is way worse than blue buff. So
So you'll never level 2 gank
than
without
red
red
buff.
buff.
Yeah, probably not. Like it's. I mean, you could, but like it would make much more sense to do red first. It would be a very strange example where you would do blue and then level 2 gank a place. That would be like super unexpected. But this is like you get red buff and you have E, so I can, as you saw, I walk into lane, I just throw autos and slow him, and then I can burn some shit and like just get the lane state into a comfortable position for Kiana, and this means that like because Akshan, an ADC top, he has to flash and start a movement spell. Like Kiana should have control of this lane now.
So I think this is important to talk about the approach here. Like, a lot of players would just throw cocoon here or something. So what?
Yeah.
Why you used auto attacking? What's your thought process here? Is this important for Elise?
Well, it's like if this guy wants to live, he can, And if I throw a cocoon too early, I might not get as much as I want. But it's like it's one of those things where you could just insta throw a cocoon and maybe you get more than if you don't. But I think it's like an overreach. You just want to get what you're allowed to get, which is if I just walk up and apply a red buff, like the gank's successful.
So that's an excessive gank for you. And he's just getting a flash. Sometimes is your mindset just to get a flash. You know you're not going to get more than that.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's a
I
really
usually
important thing that people
usually
miss.
don't. I think so too, but I usually don't like half ganking. Like I don't like if I was to be like, okay, I'm just gonna go to this lane, I'm gonna blow a flash. That's what I'm gonna do. Like you need to have more of a plan than that. But as a level 2 Elise, like
That's
I
all
just
you
did
can
the
do.
same thing. This is all I can do. Like
Yeah.
I'm just impacting the map instantly. I'm not expecting to kill this Gwen. There's no way. Like we don't have enough damage. I don't have all my abilities. She's not out of position enough. I'm just blowing some stuff and doing some damage.
You're just chunking her,
Um,
right? Get in some pots. She would pop in her pots.
yeah, this is effective pressure because I'm literally going to every single lane as a level 2 Elise. It obviously will bite me back because I need to take camps, but it's effective pressure. I think that's the most important part about it because I think people would be like, "What the hell? Why not just I don't know, hit level 3 and then like get a kill somewhere?" But it's like I'm getting prio in all my lanes. I'm like forcing this win from the enemy's hands. Like if I just did a standard clear, this game, there's a much higher chance I don't win. I think.
Would you still go for this if they were full HP or the wave was in a different state?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say right now, if everyone was full HP here, would you decide to go to your camps, or you still want to go down? You just want to pressure all 3 lanes
Oh,
here and just gank?
I
I mean,
probably would
obviously
come
you
down
come here
here.
because of your map awareness, right? Because right now you're like, I mean, it's obvious to go here every situation, right? You'd never do
Yeah,
your
yeah,
camps,
yeah,
even though you're level 2, right? But
yeah.
it's like sort of that battle. It's like, well, what happens if I get level 3 and then have a more high impact gank? Is that the thought process, or you're just not thinking about that? You're just like, I'm just
I
going to go here
think
regardless.
it just depends on the wave and stuff. I think it's like in this situation, if everyone was full HP and I can't imagine myself getting anything done, that was impactful, then I would just go clear camps. But because of the wave state, and HPs and stuff, I know I can, like, getting this wave in is more important than my camps like this. So, and then right now, like, job's done. I probably should leave, but I looks like I go for a dive, and I'm gonna have a look and see if that's worth.
All right, we'll talk about it here, Sybol. Talk about execution of this gank. Why not start in spider form? I mean, human form, and throw the cocoon. Why? What's going on here?
I think I just want to close the gap. I don't think I want to get as much value out of all my spells, and I don't think repel's going to be as useful. Oh, I could see going human and then hitting cocoon. So I think human. Okay, so if I go human and walk up to Ezreal, I think Braum walks in front of cocoon,
Yeah,
and it's not useful. So I want to just close the gap. It's kind of hard to explain, and
when to do it and when to not.
I can't even say for sure if being in spider is correct there. It's sort of hard to
Mm.
say, but I just wanted to close the gap and apply red buff as soon as possible. And I can, like, changing into human as he goes into tower range is better because I'm ranged, right? So there's some reasons why, but it's one of those things. It's kind of hard to explain. Um, so I hit level 3. Like, now I'm level 3 and crabs are up. So, like, it works out. You know what I mean? Like, I've only taken one camp this game, but
Mm.
I'm in a great position. And then this is really crazy. But I'm denying him. I'm just trying to deny him creeps and
So your
XP.
mindset is deny CS here. Really, that's what you're trying to just do. Threaten, deny CS. You're not really trying to
It's
kill.
it's like an opportunistic mindset. Like, what can I do something here? Yes. Like that's it really. Like, I can make him miss some creeps, make him miss some XP, because I have free time because their team's not back yet. So, like, it's pretty illegal for him to walk up under that tower versus 3 of us with such a big wave, and I have repel. Like, it's so I just make sure that he presses his E spell, loses mana, misses creeps. I do waste time, so it's a trade for sure. You could argue that it's better to just go clear camps, but I wanted to shut him down, and my repel doesn't cost much mana, and I don't know, just it's just more pressure gets in their head. Like, if I'm this Ezreal, I'm like, holy shit, go away. Like, I want this wave.
So you say here, Sybil, that you like to reset with your team and stuff like that. Why not reset here? Why are you staying on the map to clear camps now?
Um, hmm, it might be better too, but I think because if I came out of base here, I'd probably come straight back here. But see, I think that's flawed logic because the way I think it should be, the right play is probably to recall. But as I remember how, like, we talked about, like, goodbyes, it's like I had like 850.
I would stay
That's
on the map and get 1100. I think doing the brawling
yeah,
comp's just too nice there. Like, you otherwise you
yeah,
fall too far behind, right?
yeah, exactly. The bit of extra gold before you base here feels good. It doesn't. I don't want to base with 850 there. It's like, because I know I'm probably going to be clearing camps when I get back on the map. Like,
Yeah,
there's a
and you'd
very good
rather have more
chance.
gold when you come back.
Yeah, exactly. But
So now you want a base, but you look like you're stuck.
yeah, I do. I think I'm pretty sure
It's
this
TP's
was
going
really
as
weird.
well. Hmm.
I didn't want to be here.
So there's
But yeah, like,
lots of
top wave
chaos.
state's really good. It's bouncing back.
So why are we not basing? What's going on, Sybil? What are you thinking here? Why is it because of the mid wave state? What's going on here?
I think it's mid wave state. I'm trying to remember. I think it's just like, oh fuck, what was it? You might have to go back if you
this
want that
doesn't
answer,
this
but
this doesn't look good, Sybil. I don't know about this one. You want to protect Malphite? He still has flash. Like
yeah, no,
your fresh is off base. I don't
it's
know
just
about
this
this
mid
one.
wave. I don't,
Okay, you're scared of Malphite dying here? Like you've got all the wards. He's got
yeah.
flash. I don't know about this one.
Mm,
Can you randomly start the Raptors?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
So it's because, like, it is completely annihilating my tempo for sure, but technically this is pressure. Like,
Okay.
it's like I'm just trying to pressure the map while I've got good prior and, like, draw people here, and it just I think I lose so much pressure on the map if I base after getting spotted on that ward in my blue.
Because you're forced to go to top side.
Yeah, yeah. Like so, if I base here, it's.
I don't know, Sybil. I think this is a pretty bad play. This is from my perspective. This is not good from my eyes. You got the
I
perfect
think it is bad.
base.
I think it's bad. Yeah, because I
You
don't want to fight around
Bot's
Malphite anyway.
missing. Bot. What happens if Brom's walking right here? Usually mid supports roam to this.
I did see Braum walk bot, I, but I
Could he
think
not
it
just
is
be walking
bad.
back now? He's got nothing else to do, right?
Yeah, he could just walk up technically, but that's like I have prior, so like watch what happens here. So because Gwen, like I fight these raptors, it's like kind
Yeah.
of good, but it's win condition wise, it's not good. Game state wise, it's okay. Um, but there's still probably a better play, which is just to base and clear. But like, see how there's a wave crashing mid, and like I'm free to do this because Gwen's catching.
Because Gwen has to. That's the key fundamental here is that you feel
Yeah,
like you want to use the pressure to make it use the mid lane crashing into the mid wave because Gwen has to catch it to do something. But
yeah.
I think that there's
I
nothing
do
really for you to
think
do. To
I
be
do think
honest,
that it's a bit it's for sure an overreach because I don't want to fight around Malphite without ult. I
no.
haven't bought, so I don't have an item advantage on this Echo. It's like for sure, it's for sure like an overreach. Yeah, I think a base into like Krugs or something would have been better. But I did at least have a reason, so it's not completely like int. So
It's
I have a mid
close.
prior. It's definitely not ideal. Yeah.
All right, so we skip our Krugs to look at top there. So again, you're not tunneling on the camps. You're looking. Look at the map awareness again. You see how they're
Yep.
fighting, and you go straight there. You're like, but you would have done your Krugs if there was no opportunity top here, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this guy needs to get his wave in, so he's playing up. Like that's why I know he's gonna do this. So bot have a good wave state. They've crashed it themselves and have got a ward. So bot's winning really hard. Like they're safe and winning lane. Echo shows top, and that's another Cloud Dragon that I'm happy to solo. But killing Ezreal's higher impact than dragons, so I go for that. And I just run straight in.
This is just an Elise thing, right? Like
It's
there's
just
a
make
wave
it
there.
happen.
Just make it happen. Okay, I like the
Make
mindset.
make it happen. Like like Echo shows top. Like this is illegal for them to be under here any longer.
And this should be pretty clean there. So this is playing around win condition, dive in. But again, the interesting thing about this is you've been all three places this game. You're everywhere, Sybol.
Yeah.
Right? Like obviously these three games you show, these are good games, and I guess the common trend looking at all three games is that you're everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Halo and playing Elise, like you need to utilize the strength of the fact that she's so strong in skirmishes, and you want to be in every single one. And it's like, it's how you get my win rate with Elise is so high because, as you can imagine, on the enemy team, that they have such a different game in mind, and then they're like, "Holy shit, this fucking Elise is
You
literally
ruin their game.
is ruining my game." Like,
It's like
this is
that
not how
quote
I want
from
it to
Mike
happen.
Tyson. It's like everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face, and you're punching people in the face.
Yeah.
You're the one just take that first hit. You're like, they got a plan, and then you're just like, nah, screw your plan. I'm just gonna dive you level 2, just kill you level 2.
Exactly, and they're like, "Wait, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I wanted to just team fight at Dragon at 15 minutes with my items," and I'm like, "No, like, no chance."
Or is there any other learnings from this one you think, Sybil?
Um,
So now we're top
probably,
again instead of going bot. So you go straight to Herald here.
yeah. I'm just flip flopping each side of the map. That's what I'm noticing. I mean, I haven't reviewed these myself. I guess I skimmed them, but I am just. It's crazy how much I'm like, how much I do this thing where I just show up on one side of the map, earn some gold, and then base, and then show up on the other side. Like it seemed like definitely do this if you're playing Elise.
There you
It's just
go.
throwing people off. It's for sure how. Well, obviously the plays need to go well, because if they don't
You got
go
to
well, you're probably
execute. You got
losing.
to
You got to
execution. Yeah.
execute.
Like you could easily mess up that dive bot, and then maybe you can't. You're not as strong to go for the top play or something.
Yeah. I think I win this. Do I herald? I think I. So same idea. See how like as soon as he knows I'm here, I just kind of want to leave.
Yeah, your mindset here is to go back bot, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
that's your
literally.
mindset. That's your
Yeah,
initial. Like obviously you're stuck, but like that's interesting. It's just your constant mindset is I want to flip flop to the other side of the map.
yeah.
Have you
Keep
channeled
them
your
like
base?
answering me. So I could herald there, but it's like no,
Because
just
you want to make them think that you're still there. But so I guess a key philosophy, I guess the champ anyway, was sort of worked out here is you want to be at two places at once as much as possible.
yeah.
In the enemy team's heads, you're at two
In
places
the
at once.
in their heads, yeah. Like obviously, I can only be in one place, but from their perspective with fog, they're like, by the time I've left that place, I'm halfway to another place. By the time they've realized that I might not be there anymore,
You're already to the next
I'm
one.
halfway across, if not appearing somewhere else. So it's like double pressure. You know, I'm like two champions in their heads. It's crazy, and I try and apply this on other champs, but other champs like if I'm playing Zac, like
You're just so slow.
you're slow, you're clearing it slow, you're you know like if you fucking run into a bush and there's the enemy jungles there, you just lose. But if it's like because at least like wherever I go, I'm a pressure point. As long as the more places I can be, the more pressure there is. So it's that sort of logic. But yeah, once again, I just flip flop down here.
So interesting how you play this fight. So your mindset is use all your abilities, and you see how you instantly back out. So is this a common way you want to be fighting?
Yeah, I can't. I was one. I wasn't sure if we won this or not, and I just knew that after I'd burnt all my abilities, that it was pretty much that's it. So I was. It was good that I just played this quite slow. Trying to remember how I play this. I have a feeling I int this, but I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, I definitely do. I really run. I misplay this so hard.
Cut the VOD now. Cut the VOD now.
Oh shit, not good. Yeah, I'm just dead. So
So
that's
where
pretty
would you have
bad.
wanted to put your Herald ideally this game, Sybol?
Aphelios,
So you wanted to
99%.
use a bot break bot tower.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's why I come back down here. Yeah. Kiana, it's fine on, but yeah, Aphelios ideally. You could
All right.
probably cut the bod there. Yeah.
All
I
right.
want to have a look
So
at some of these Elise
the
Youngling
the
or
Nathan
yours,
Mott at
or
least.
yours. Yes,
We'll
yes.
do my one. So we'll do some games here. So we'll get review, and then we'll do my coaching client. So this
Okay.
game I said was a really good game because what I wanted to try and show as well is games where I don't have any options early game, and maybe I've missed some options early game. That's why I want to potentially show you here.
Mm.
So
I'd be surprised if there were none. Yeah.
yeah, like I really feel like there was zero options this game. So let me get up the game.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Here, I'm just gonna quickly turn my light on, Sybil. Think about win conditions. I can still hear you.
Okay. Thinking about win conditions, you have a Ramus mid.
Yeah, it's a crazy one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
I think the Ramos goes top. I think they switch.
Okay. Yeah, that's better. All right. Wow.
But think how hard this
Okay.
game is. Like, it's
Yeah.
like how
Instantly,
scaling. This is like hard, right?
I'm like, what the hell? How do you win this game? It's probably.
I'm just a god Sybil,
Oh.
dude. I
Okay.
think I'm a
So.
better least than you.
Okay. Hang on. We haven't. I've got to analyze
That's how
this.
we gotta analyze this. Yeah.
I think Wukong, you and Samira all have insane carry potential. All three of you this game. So like, you have options for sure. It's all about the waves. Like, if Wukong gets prio somewhere, you want to be there and you want to dive the person he's in lane with. Samira Nami is a strong lane. Like Nami is just strong in lane, and against Ezreal Lulu, that's pretty weak early. So you can probably assume two things: one, bot is going to be have control of the lane, and two, fighting with them is pretty good. Like they're going to either have prio so you can dive, or Samira is happy to get in scrappy river fights. I've also just noticed you're against a Yone jungle, so that frees
Yeah.
you up a bit because I don't think that champ's very good.
No.
Um, their lanes are very immobile, so Cocoon is really broken. Like any presence, and you get flashes, except Ezreal, but everyone else you get free flashes everywhere. And then you've got taunt set up with Rammus. It's awkward. I don't actually know what's going to happen in this top matchup. It's one of those ones where like Wukong might be a fucking madman, um,
So
or he might
they
just chill.
swap here. They actually swap.
Okay, all right.
So
Let's have a
let's
look.
again think about your coaching me here, Sybil. So you've already told me that I probably should be pathing bot. So that's maybe a mistake I've made already.
Yeah, I think probably should have. You started W,
Yep, that's a mistake
so
already.
you should have started Q. I would have also smited this
Okay.
because it's
Because you
taking
want
too
to.
long. It's more
It just
efficient
takes too
to
long.
just yep. Um, I would have probably done Raptors, especially with W start. Like this game would have been. Nah, this probably wasn't a level 2 E game.
So
But
I
you're
know that the
doing.
only started red. I pinged it.
You stayed in human form. One more auto too many there because
Okay.
spider autos do more than humans, so you want to spider auto more. So bang
Got it.
spider already.
Ah,
You do
okay.
too. Yep. Um, you want to auto? Yeah, you waited an extra auto to use W. You could have W'd earlier. You want to auto reset with W ASAP. Um, you change form as your other two abilities come up, but it's
Okay, so
kind of
I should
fine.
be. So
So
because my W's coming up here, I should hold my
I would have
abilities.
probably
Got it.
smited blue or yeah, or just used your human form abilities again before switching. I like the smite.
Because then it's lower
You're not.
HP, so then I get the Q, more Q damage.
Yeah, I'm not looking. I didn't see. Did you look at top lane?
I think I quickly pan there. Let's have a look.
I feel like you should be looking a little bit more. And you're pinging
Yep.
your coming mid. I wouldn't go there. He looks respectful and full health.
I thought
You
that
could
I think
force it, but
GP's wave was too big. I just thought that top was ungankable. I think in my mind with the Ramus, I just thought it was impossible to gank, but
yeah,
maybe not.
it's pretty hard to gank. I don't know. I probably is too hard to gank, but I'm thinking I want to have a look. I want to see
Yeah, I should be
because
looking. That's
if
the premise, right?
I
Yeah,
mean I guess there's no way Rammus is traded with him, so he's probably full. So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's fair. But so already, so pause. Like it's weird how you've just started bot, you've cleared up. Like this is like a weird like Zac clear or something.
It's like a reverse
You're
clear. That's what we
this
call
is
it.
a defensive clear. This is
Defensive.
defensive,
Yeah, yeah,
and you're Elise, and you're against a Yone, and your bot is not getting prior because you made them leash. So there's a lot that's backwards, I would say already.
yeah.
I
I think
think
pathing
it
bot's
would.
the way to go this game.
I think it would have made more sense to path, or at least let your bot start in lane, right? So that means starting top, and then like this is obviously forced. Um, but yeah, dude, it's that first clear is backwards. Like it's
Okay.
it makes sense. Like what you're doing makes sense based on what's happening, but you could have changed what's happening based
If
on
I
your start.
started blue, yeah,
Yep. Yeah, because GP gets prior. So like if you own level 3 and invaded you at blue, that could have been a thing, but you played away from that. Like you cleared and then went down and away. So it was good, but yeah. Um,
and now Yono
Now you're
knows
doing
where I
Raptors.
am.
Mm.
I know that I may potentially get double crabbed here or something. I
Yeah,
mean,
what
what
the
could I do
hell?
right now? So what do I do
Can you go
now?
back a little bit after the gank?
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm pretty sure you just pushed in midwave with him. Yeah, this is so forced. Like Wukong can't set you up anyway. Like this Wukong's like, fuck man, like why are you even here? So yeah, I think you push. You can't do Raptors right now. You can't. No, there's no way. This is like my alarm bells are going off
This is not a good
because
Elise game. Like this is a
this is
disaster early
this
game,
is a
right?
bit disastrous. Yeah, like there's no reason Yone can't be doing anything in the fucking world right now, and you've got no response. You're on
Yeah,
Raptors,
yeah. Like
and
I'm
then
playing like a
even
scaling jungler here.
you're literally playing so scared and scaling. It's crazy. Yeah. It's very respectful. I mean, it's respectful. That's a nice way to put it. But it's like you're against a Yone jungle who like has to smite crab to remove the plate, and you have a Wukong mid. So
And their
two v
bot
two
side of
is
the map
good.
is pretty weak. Like the whole bot side of the map
And
is pretty weak. Like I should be doing something there.
yes, for sure. Yeah, everything's backwards. Like you're playing like you're a cannon minion in the jungle. Like you're Zac, but without ability. Like I don't know. You're just so defensive.
Is this the right buy?
I
I
think
got
so.
Amptome Dark Seal.
Yeah, I like
Not
it. I
boots?
like it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. I think more AP is good right now, considering how like I think this will make you feel more comfortable 1v1ing, right? Like if you went boots, you'd like that doesn't help you in a 1v1, but this will make you feel more comfortable 1v1ing your own.
So I guess when I said there was no options early game, it's because my early path in and just force in mid. Like I put that
Absolutely.
on myself. Like
Yeah.
it's not like I had no options. There was so many options. I just did the shittest thing possible, right?
Yeah, it's the options weren't clear because of the path and where your mind was. And you're not like playing towards your bot lane, which is where fights would have been more ideal. And you're also not looking at lanes enough. Like I haven't seen top or bot lane state at all. But I know you probably have looked a bit more. I might be a bit distracted, but I think having a look at the wave states and especially the HPs of enemies, because you can't see that unless you look at the lane. Knowing the HP of enemy, especially as like an Elise with flash, that's really important. Um,
So Ramos is trying to look for a dive bid or something like that, and I'm just going to clear my camps.
it's just too. You're. How do I put it? Like you're not doing enough. Yeah, I don't know. I hate to say it, Nathan, but it's like it looks pretty. It looks pretty like platinum.
I mean, there you go. Platinum player right here.
You're not actually like pressuring anywhere, and you're not getting anything done really. Like you're clearing. Okay, you're clearing fairly efficiently, and you're getting. Oh, you base for an AM tome. Like that just doesn't feel good.
That does not at all. So we're just coming down bot, we're still farming. So remember, I'm versing a hard scaling comp, and I've done nothing, right?
Yeah, yeah, hard scaling actually. Lulu, holy shit, Lulu Ezra,
Literally
Yone
Ezreal,
jungle.
Rise,
How do you win
GP.
this?
Well, that's why I said this. Like, I put myself with no options. Like, I'm just full clearing, and
You
sort of
must, yeah,
maybe showing it's still possible.
you must really pull it back. Well, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely surprised. Oh,
So I guess
beautiful.
this is just lucky a bit. So I saw them gonna potentially dive, so I looking to skip my camps, I think, and then just a free opportunity. I guess right place, right time.
This is good defensive play. I mean, yeah, it is very opportunity. Like it fell into your hands
Hmm.
more than anything.
It wasn't like a proactive play like that you were making, in those games. Like yours was always proactive. There wasn't. I
Yeah,
don't think we looked at a situation where it was reactive at all.
yeah, literally. I don't like that. I'm definitely worse at reactive and defensive plays. I was thinking about that today. I like have less intensity when I'm defending, which it's not a good thing, but I think maybe that's just why I incline to be aggressive. I like the Cloud Dragon, although your bot wave is like kind of frozen, so it
So I
might
should
be
be
better.
potentially hovering or helping them push it
It,
in. Like, what do I want to
yeah,
do
it
here?
might be better to try and look for like either a dive or just a crash. But if they're fine alone, then this is fine. The smite, I mean, without that smite, it's harder to duel people. I would have probably tried to save it, but it is so good on Dragon. I think it's fine. And then the dive, yeah, they haven't seen you. Yeah, nice try. Whoa, flash.
I don't know
Whoa.
about that flash.
You used a
I could just
lot
walk up
here.
and queue. Yeah,
Yeah, they're for sure both dead. It's just you just gotta be a bit patient
I
with
could just
this.
walk up here and I don't have to flash queue.
Yep.
Probably.
You can even auto Ezreal a little bit for some damage, but it's such a free play that you could play it a million different ways and it should work. You should for sure kill us. Oh no, there's a rise. Okay, yeah, wave's fine. Yeah,
So
I'd
1700
skedaddle.
gold.
Yep. Oh, you
A
ran so
reset.
far back.
Yeah, I think I was really scared here for some reason. I didn't want my base
Yeah,
to be cancelled.
yeah,
Better be safe than
understandable.
sorry.
Yep. Actually, what elo is this?
This is on my Diamond 1 account. This is Diamond 1 Master Tier. World
Oh,
Master.
okay. I thought it was your main, but I just realized it's not.
No, it's when they come up with a 0.
Because if I played like this on my main, there's no way I'd win.
Yeah, I don't think we would win. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, it's potentially good enough to win in Diamond 1 Master Tier. There we
Yeah,
go.
it definitely can be. Like you're still doing a lot of the right things, despite like it could be so much better. That's all. Oh, you got Elise brutality as well. Wow.
I'm teaching you how to play
Okay.
Elise.
Yeah, you're putting on a show for him. and he's putting on a show for you.
Indeed, with the Ramos pick.
Okay, with the Ramus, yeah.
So I
Okay.
decided not to do my camps here because I'm looking at something going on mid potentially.
Wait, why do you have so much gold? How did that
I
happen?
think, I don't know, was it a shutdown or something?
Did you not spend all at all? Oh, you did wool.
Oh, yeah, I
No.
didn't. No, I didn't spend
Oh,
300 gold.
oh, you spent like a decent amount of it. No, that's fine. The
Yeah,
buy's good.
yeah,
It's your buy's good. You got Dark Seal
yeah.
stacks. Yeah, you're doing well. I mean, it's definitely a more reserved release game where like you're
I mean, I have
giving
70 CS at 11 minutes, and you had like 30 CS at 9 minutes, right? So.
true. Yeah,
But your
yeah,
skill score was a lot better than mine. It's like four, eight kills or something. I only have four.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I like, I there's a lot to like still. Um, wow, your team's all here. Nice. Okay. Oh, you're big. You're huge. Herald,
And I do the flip
base,
flop. You see how I don't do my
bot.
camps? I do the flip
Yep.
flop. Yeah, look, Sybol.
Really good. Very nice. Perfect. You take Herald, they know where you are. You base, you run away. You go somewhere else. It's good. And dropping it for Wukong, I think it's good.
Is
It's
that a good
probably
control
better.
replacement?
I think it's better on Samira, ideally, but I think this
Yeah.
is. I like oh, he gets
I,
away.
I guess my mindset here is that I got like time's running out. Like I want to try and break a tower with plates. I guess I don't really have an
Yes.
option. Maybe
Yeah. No, I like this. This is correct for sure. I mean, I think it's ideally Samira's here and Wukong's mid still, but it's better that it's on this tower than it is anywhere else. Nice chunk. Um. Okay, this could get dicey. Probably just play to waves. Okay, you do dragon instead of waves. I think it's fine. This is a bit weird because bot, wave, and tower is such free gold, but it's bouncing back, so you don't have to. I like it. I like just the proactivity and the
So now we're
presence.
being a bit more proactive. So now we're
Yeah,
playing at least more correctly.
yeah, and your team is like you and your team are like doing stuff
I'm playing
together.
with
It's
my
good.
team, so that's the thing,
Yeah,
right? So it's not like I'm making proactive plays by myself. So you really need your team. Is that what you're saying? You got to really play around your team.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, do what play according to what your teams wants to do and stuff. So if someone stayed bot, then that mid plays looks different. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Now what? Oh, so you base here. Would I base there? I don't know.
I
I
think I'm
feel
thinking
like,
about stopwatch spike and my Nami's based as well. Like, is there anything I can really
but
do? My Rammus is based in.
your whole team is ready to go. Okay,
Yeah, now they're
Rammus
on the
maybe
map.
not, but Wukong
Mm,
and Samira are ready to go, and
yeah,
you're so strong right now. You're still stronger than everyone on their team. I think I'd probably stay. You have sweeper up
I think
soon.
staying as well. I should probably go straight down to hover Wukong here with this control ward, right, and finish off this tower.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that what you would
Uh,
do? Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think I would go to their blue. Or yeah.
I
Yep.
don't know what I'm doing there. That's pointless.
Yeah, I would hover that Wukong for sure. Like,
And then he died. Yeah, that's my fault.
think about how much potential gold and pressure you get on the map by hovering him while he takes bot tower. There, it would have been really good. So this is like now you're like salvaging that you missed that play.
Compensating. I mean, what
And
am
you
I going to
also
get
bought
done?
a Seekers, by the way, which like not a good item spike at
Oh
all.
my god, that's not. I'd rather get stopwatch there, wouldn't I?
Yeah, stopwatch tome
Yeah, even
for
though
sure.
it's maybe more gold is an individual item, stopwatch is definitely the spike there. I don't know why I did
Definitely,
that. It's ridiculous.
definitely. Yep.
I always say that with my Dino Guard. That's what I say. My Dino Guard is always buy stopwatch.
Yeah,
First
it's
of
broken.
the component of Zonya's,
Yeah, especially if you have a flash up.
and then secondary is Fiendish Conants and Seeker's Arm Guard's the last item you buy.
Yep, exactly. I hate
So
ever buying Seekers.
yeah,
It's
Seekers are
terrible.
so bad.
They nerfed it a lot. It used to be better. Like you used to remember, which champs was it? Like you could literally first item Seekers on like Talia jungle and stuff, and if you're against enough AD, and
Yeah.
it would stack up to like 30 armor or whatever, and you'd have so much armor. It was so gold efficient. Then they nerfed it and they halved it, and they might have even reduced AP. I forget, but
So this game I played like about 3-4 months ago. So this is a pretty old VOD, by the way, and also
okay, you're a
series
new
before I
man.
made Dino Guard. Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
don't think I've picked up Elise for a while since here.
Ooh,
So we get a nice pick here, I guess.
nice. You're playing for kills too much right now. You need to be thinking more about towers. I'm not
Okay.
saying I'm not necessary. I'm not. Maybe you are thinking about towers, and you just so happen to be getting kills too. But like that bot tower was up and you didn't go for it.
Didn't go for
You
it. Yeah.
killed Rise, and you're not like, and top tower's being taken by Aramis, which takes forever. And now you're like running around looking for kills when you should be thinking about like, okay, I want to get these towers, and kills a bonus.
And also the bot wave, like you know how you said pushing bot wave. Should I be thinking about pressuring? Because we just ARAM in mid. Like, what are we going to achieve?
Yeah, you're all moving around together. It's weird. It's
I
just this mid wave
guess.
that's, yeah, you want to be pinging waves and getting your team onto waves, and then escorting them into towers more.
And now I'm sitting on the map without stopwatch. Like, I probably could have reset with my team as well. I think did they reset? No, we stayed on the map, so I didn't reset. Yeah, I think I had to.
I
Stay
can
on the
tell
map,
you're
yeah.
thinking about Dragon a lot.
Yeah, I think Soul's our win con. I think that's my mindset.
Okay,
This is
fair
our
enough.
third dragon.
Yeah.
So we get the dragon, and then I do
You
my camps,
you do
and
your
then
camps then
reset.
base, which yeah,
Oh,
it's you.
that's yeah. I mean, I already have enough gold for Zonia's, right? So in terms of thinking about item spike, resetting on item spikes.
It's with the way you've been playing this game, like it is a slow paced game. You do want to clear these.
Okay.
I think it's okay. I would probably like normally faster paced is just better, but I think this is a game state where you can slow it down because the Ocean Soul, because Baron, all these things that you actually can just take your camps and base and not rush things. It's good. And then playing topside here, I like it. Wukong has TP. Yeah, he's pinged
Oh,
it 48 seconds.
what the hell's going on here? Oh, I
What
think
the
they're
hell
trying to
was
go for a
that?
flank. I think they're going for a
Jesus.
flank. So again,
Well,
like
that's a bit gifted.
yeah, most of these plays again, it's interesting. These are more reactive, and again, that's maybe why I win this game. This wouldn't be consistent over a long time. Like if you want to climb with Elise, right?
Yeah, no, it needs to be much more consistent. This is like it's still good league, but it's not according to Elise. You
I'm
know what
not
I mean?
making mistakes, like in terms of like
Yes. Yeah, nothing you've done is like inherently like
game
a big
losing,
mistake. Yeah, it's just
but I'm
you
missing
could be doing so
opportunities.
much more pressure.
Hmm.
They could be so much more. Holy shit! This Elise is the most fucking annoying thing in the world. But they're more like, man, I don't know where this Elise is. Like, she could be, like, I don't know what she's doing. I'm kind of worried, but maybe I'm not because maybe she's shit. Like,
I think that's the answer. Yeah.
maybe I don't know what she's doing. You just want to be present. I like this. You're definitely like a bit of a river monster this game. Like you're running up and down rivers, being present, but you're not like forcing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very
It's not
slow
achieving
game.
much. Yeah.
Uh, you could be achieving more. That's it. It's the whole essence of this. You just could be doing
Yeah.
more, I think.
So I guess we just get a pick here. Like Ramus is just popping off, I
Ramus
guess.
carry. Yeah, that's mad.
Then we get our Dragon Soul.
Nice. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I see how you win this.
Yeah. 180 farm by 27 minutes.
I can't say I've noticed a Yone at all this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have either. It wasn't very useful.
Yeah, the team is a bit useless. I think. Yeah, it's weird. Like I like how you're playing it, based on the fact that their team is not doing much. Because it's a very secure win. Your team is comfortable. Like no one's worried about weird shit happening. Like everyone knows how to win this game. This is maybe a game I'd lose because I'd be trying to do too much and just int the Yone like 4 kills or something, and then like
Yeah.
lose. But like this, it's working.
I think this. I mean, this playstyle is definitely. This is why I struggle with Elise. I think because this is more what I excel at. Like I'm really good at minimizing and
I can imagine like Hecarim. Like I know your Hecarim's good. I know your Ood is good. I can see that playstyle making a lot more sense with those champs. Just because you have less. Yeah.
catch and then bam, game over.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, your first 5 minutes would definitely had a lot
We
you
need
could
some
have done.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a bit passive and not thoughtful enough, and then yeah. But yeah, it's like decent. Like you built well. You did lots of objectives. Like the Dragon Wincon was very good, considering your bot lane was strong. So
All right, so this is a game where I think I do a bit more proactive stuff in the early game here, but I throw this game.
actually, wait a second. Can we can I have like a 5 minute break?
Yep, we can do a quick break,
that cool?
and then we'll be back. Yeah, I'll edit it in.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes. So is this your game too?
Yep, this is my second game, second and final game. So I think again, this is a game where I think I'd play a bit more proactively. I mean, we'll see. Again, this is a long time ago, so this is.
Okay.
I didn't realize actually how bad I played the other game. By the way, I thought I was a little bit better than
Yeah, yeah. You were
than it
like, this
was.
might be one of the best Elise games I've ever played. I think like it looks like it was a really good game, but it was crazy how much more you could have
That's the
done.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why we review, right? So we can sort of see. It's like okay, this is looks good. The score looks fancy, but it could have easily been a lost game.
Yeah,
Maybe if I wasn't versing Yone Jungle. All right, so what are you thinking here, Sybil?
yeah.
What's the game plan here in this game, this champ select?
Wow. B bot lane.
Just bot, 100%, path
Bot.
bot,
It's
ignore top.
so yeah. So I was hesitant because Wukong Jace are good champs and lanes to play to, but then I see Vlad Maokai, and those two champs you do not want to play
They're hard
into,
to play
right?
into.
Like
Okay.
hard to play into, right? So um, your top and mid should just win pretty naturally, and are going to need a lot of jungle assistance to be flipped by the enemy. And then you've got Lux Ashe versus Draven with no cleanse. So any presence bot is so volatile, so snowbally. All right, I like this.
Look at
I
this,
hope
I've improved
you.
already, Sybil. I'm doing the Raptors. Look at this. I've
Yeah,
improved magically
you
in the next
have.
VOD.
The only thing is you're doing it wrong.
Ah, so how do I do the Raptors correctly?
Well, you don't have W, so you should be. You don't have it up yet, but you smite. So what you want to you use two Ws to clear this. It's like
Okay.
W and then auto each one once.
So I was meant to smite the red, right?
Yeah, smite red. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
would have
that's
been
the problem. So
perfect.
you got to smelt it. So in general, the rule of thumb for you is that if you get a poor leash, you always smite the buff.
Yeah, it feels more efficient. You get off to
Yeah.
you hit level 2 quicker. You start your next camp quicker. You know, red takes for ages to finish off. So yeah, you
So
would
these
W
Raptors
this
take me
twice.
forever.
Yeah, and then you would do Gromp, which it looks like you're gonna do. Excellent, you've improved. Nice.
Sybil's coaching is happening automatically. Look at this. This is amazing.
You're not looking. There we go. Bit of a look. Lee top. You type it. Wow, a bit of a typer.
Is that good information? Correction.
Yeah, I like it actually. I find it takes me forever to type. I just like spam ping and then I'll like ping Lee Sin, and ping top. Okay, blue doesn't. You should have been looking more because this blue is like a bit irrelevant, right? You're not going to hit 4 anytime soon. The blue
Yeah.
buff, you don't need the mana regen, so this is just XP right now. You don't
I
really
guess
need
I was
this.
even knowing it's like because I was waiting for the next wave. I thought I had time. I guess.
Yeah, I would have been
Because I was
looking
waiting for
really
the counter wave.
closely to see if you needed to be bot, and I don't know if you looked enough, but okay, bit
Okay.
of a miss. I would say because you're Draven's dead, you failed. I know
Okay.
it can. I know he could just run it down, and it's not your
Yep.
fault. But you're
In
probably
general, that's what you
here.
should be thinking.
Yeah, if Draven's dead and his wave hasn't crashed, it's a fail, mission fail. Like you can salvage. You could get a double kill and crash the wave yourself, but like you
Yep.
want Ashe to be strong and alive and here. You
So if
want
I
her
didn't
to
do
be
my
get.
blue, I would have been here for this, right? As well.
Yeah, you should. So the enemy jungler can be here, right? Because I mean, I didn't see where he started,
He started
but
red. We actually saw him. Look, we saw him on the blue buff. We saw him on the ward.
oh, okay.
So
So
we
he
knew that he wouldn't be here. You see that? Yeah.
So he started red. Wow. Okay. Okay.
He
Okay.
had
Okay.
red,
So
blue, grump.
it's more acceptable that you do the blue
Okay.
because of that because we know Lee can't be here yet.
Yeah, I didn't think
But
there was a rush. That's right. Yeah, there wasn't
yeah,
a
yeah.
rush.
But it's like you never know how they're gonna trade, and like
Okay.
it's clearly they're being. I just don't like how little you're looking at the lane. I feel like I
Yeah.
need to see the lane a lot more. So while you're doing Gromp, just spam looking. I want a clear look at HPs and like how the trading's going and wave state. But I feel like I didn't get enough of that. Um, So yeah,
So
just
you would
here,
just
like
be
I
like
want to.
literally just you'll be your camera would just be locked on bot lane right
I
now.
just want to know so much more. Yeah, it's so important. I know you might have seen like, you might have gathered enough information yourself, but I feel like I haven't seen enough. So it's
Yeah.
you might tell me that like, oh no, like I felt comfortable to do this blue because I knew bot was fine, and it was just this TP that was like crazy, and that they took a crazy trade. I think it was fair for me to do the blue, but like from watching this, I want to know more. I want to see more. And because it's a Lux versus a Rakan, like at any point they could just get all in, and if they die and the wave doesn't crash, it's so rough. But luckily, luckily like wave crashes and you're getting kills.
This is press the attack right here, by the way. Look at this in action.
Oh, true, you've got it.
Yeah, I always went at press the
Beautiful.
attack. And look
Nice.
at this.
Oh,
Like, I missed my cocoon. Look at
yeah,
that.
and you just auto
Just
reset. Very
chomp
nice.
him.
Yeah, really nice.
Just
Really
chomping.
nice. Okay, so you
All
haven't
right.
based.
So why do I not base it?
Hmm.
This is probably a mistake, isn't it? I should reset and go straight back bot here, right?
Ooh, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Okay, wait. So let's have a think. Pause. So two things to note. First two things I note. Top wave's crashed for the enemy, which means it's going to bounce back, which means Wukong
I need
will
to
be
potentially
vulnerable.
be there. He's
You
vulnerable,
might
yeah.
need to be there later. So starting your base at least is probably going to yield you something good. You can help
Yep.
him his wave state, and enemy bot, our bot wave is bouncing back. Enemy bot wave's bouncing back, so our bot can chill if you go topside. So it's good. Um, Also, there's 3 creeps here in mid, so this wave is it's going to it's slow building into Vlad, but technically, if no one touched creeps, it would bounce back because it's not enough to freeze. If for whatever reason everyone left a lane, but the way I'd see this lane state is it's a Jace into a Vlad, and there's no vision, and their
There's
jungle
no
just died.
point. They're all fine. Yeah,
They're
there's
fine, yeah.
nothing reason to
It's
be here.
the wave state's pretty irrelevant in this case. You don't need to be here. You actually don't. You don't need to help him push this. This
No,
is
this
like
is not good. Yeah.
it's and then running across. I obviously see you want a double crab, which okay. See how it feels. You're
See
doing
how
it
it pans
into
out.
the top bounce though. So their Maokai is free, and Lee is probably spam pinging
He could be
on his
running
way.
straight here. Yeah.
So right now you're not really allowed to be here. Not really, like because of the top wave.
Yep.
But it's a Maokai, and you are strong, and you have mid price. So you are, but now you've like overstayed. It's like it's weird. Now you're basing as the top wave is bouncing.
So
Like
it's
now is
all
now is
misaligned.
when you want to be here, but
Yeah.
it's still okay because you've had your presence, you cleared vision, you have good vision, so that you know Lee can't really do anything. But it's a little bit shaky. Like there's like if I was this Lee and I was being creative, there'd be ways to like kind of punish what you're kind of being a bit slack with your wave states. This is crazy by Lee to be here. I
So
like
sort of
I
just
like it though because this was the flip flop. This was like you
the
showed
flip
top, you
flop.
cleared,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
ran down and you found Lee because he's trying to take your bot jungle because he thought you'd be like on his grump or something.
Yeah. That's why I went for the
Um,
grump, and I guess I could catch it. So there's also probably benefits to the flip flop. I like it. We've got a name for it. Sybol. We've got
We've
the
got a
flip
name for
flop.
it. Yeah, I never called it. I never named it. I called it like the switch or like just
The switcheroo.
bass, tempo bass or something.
Yeah.
Switcher is good. Okay, so it's
Alright,
good
so
that you're
we
in this
take-
area because you got bot prior and you got a
Yeah.
drag
Yeah.
and you got lots of AP.
So the
Yeah,
map's we're in a great state right now, right? Like we're in a good
Yeah,
state.
really good, really good. Yeah, like their bot is hating life. And Lee feels like he has to do something crazy to win this game. This shouldn't really work. Whoa, your back pathing was a bit odd, but it works anyway. Nice, lots of damage.
Right, so I see
Okay.
Elise in here.
It doesn't really make sense to be here, but I guess he's low. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we are currently wasting time, but we're pressuring him. Yeah. Your Wukong's in base, so it's like it's a bit pointless. It's a 1v1 right now, but you're putting so much pressure on him. It's good. Yeah, bot's chilling. Where's the hell is your support died somehow? How'd that happen? Maybe go back. So bot wave's bouncing. How does she die?
She didn't die, did she?
She
just reset.
does. I think she walks into lane and dies.
She walks up. Yeah, Rakan W. Yeah.
Okay,
she
so
dies.
that's one of the. It's like that's on her because the wave's bouncing. She doesn't need to take a trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also the thing is like you're kind of not playing for your team right now.
Win condition. Yeah.
Win condition wise, it's a little bit flawed. It's like it would be better if you were near bot right now and punish their bot than you punishing this Lee. Because
That's
if
more
Lee was top,
Lee's already 0-3. Like, what does him taking Grump mean? It doesn't. Who cares? You know.
well, it's more that if Lee was top, to counter you punishing bot, what's he gonna do? Like Wukong's in base. Like he can't do anything. He can start taking your top camps, but if he takes your top camps and you double kill their bot lane and then take his bot jungle, you're fine. Like you don't mind. So it's just like it would have been better to play harder to your bot lane here, which you found yourself at League Romp, which is definitely not ideal, but it should turn out to still be okay. But fundamentally, it's better if you're a bot. So, but right now your bot's kind of scared a little bit. Like they don't have much vision, and you're top. So you do want to get down there soon. But remember, you could make Wukong your win condition. You could. So we'll see. I mean, once I see Maokai's HP, you haven't looked.
No,
I'm
I just
surprised.
don't look.
I'm surprised you're not looking. Like I wouldn't want to be near this lane unless I knew Maokai was 10 HP and Herald was up or something.
I guess my thought process for being
Okay.
top is that Herald's up.
Yeah, it's decent. It's just I'm worried about this Ashe. Okay, she wins 1v1. Good.
I should probably just be doing Herald here, I think. Or looking top. God, that's so bad that my top dies there and I'm top
Yeah,
side.
it is really bad, yeah. I see you haven't looked at Maokai's HP once in the last
not
minute.
once.
It's really bad. I saw Wukong's HP because I looked at the little icons on above the minimap, but you didn't actually look at the wave state. It's really bad, and like Wukong's not a champ you want to be dying. Okay, Herald took a while. Does mid die too? Oh man. Fuck, I'd be so stressing right now.
This is stressful, yeah.
Your,
But again,
your
I bought this
win
on
cons,
myself.
you did, for sure. Your win cons are crumbling around you. And you've like played for all these lane states, right? Like you've played for every lane at some point, and now they're all crumbling. And you're like, man, like how, I thought you guys could hold it for yourselves, but really you're actually like, you're not continuing to play for them. They're
That's
feeling
right.
a bit alone.
I started just doing my own thing for some reason, like pressuring Lee for no reason and just randomly looking to ARAM mid.
Yep. You could just start Herald and back ping your mid while, and get Herald. This is pretty good. Oh, shit.
And then I can't Herald here.
Shut down to Rakan. It's fine. It's actually good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Look, it would be better if you were all alive and then heralded, right? But like Ashe dies. As soon as Ashe dies, it's like, okay, well, as long as like Rakan gets two kills.
I think I actually fucked this up execution wise because if I held, I think I was scared of the Rakan ult, but I should have just tanked the ult. And then I'm fine because then she tanks the tower. You see that?
Go back. I actually think this is like you don't have a wave. Pause. Like before you go in, patient. I think you should just herald and play for a base.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
I think the wave, or you should flash over there and just go. Like,
this is so bad.
Once that creep wave gets in the way, because if you didn't repel there, you just get Rakan ulted and it could be worse. So I think like the thing is why it's not that bad is Rakan gets 2 kills. The wave's bouncing back and their AD's dead, and you can just come back and herald next. So it's not the worst, but it would have been better to just herald, clear the tower, get the prio, and then base with your bot lane and go somewhere else. Yeah, really scrappy game. Okay, Wukong's got no prio. Mid fight. Ashe just is like, man, where is my team? Like, this is Draven and I'm an Ashe, and I think fighting into a Vlad is not good.
Yeah, I didn't even think about consider the Maokai room at all there either. I think I was very tunneled on Herald in mid.
Yep. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's so understandable, by the way, because like I've had a billion games like this, like where it feels scrappy. I don't know where to herald. I don't know what lane to play for. Fights are breaking out, and I'm never that happy about any of them. Like, I know this feeling, but it stems from like, it stems from one mistake and then another and then another, and then like it just gets so out of hand. So it's not, I understand why you make these decisions right now, but it all stems from the original mistakes.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much end of review there. I think Sybol. I mean, look at mid.
This game was end of review a while ago.
Yeah,
really.
I think it was. Yeah, we got away with not looking at any lanes for a long time here.
Yeah. You got to look more, and you got to remember WinCon. Like, it can feel weird to just beeline to the same lane over and over. But this is a game where it was really good to do that and just literally never let Draven attack a creep. Like if Draven's auto attacking a creep, you're out of position.
All right, so we know what I need to work on. Let's take a look at some lower elo players. These are my Soul 2 members. So we got some, as you called them, younglings. Is that
Younglings,
your
yeah.
Elise Spiderlings in
Yeah.
action?
The Spiderling equivalent.
All right,
Oh
what's our game
no.
plan here, Sybol? What's the win condition?
I'm a spider, so what? I like it. Okay. Nautilus into Karma, big point of contention. Top is a bit of a resident sleeper matchup, I think. Lots of Cho'Gath probably gets Prior. I don't know. I actually don't know how that matchup would work. But you've got CC from Urgot, so you can. And Cho'Gath's pretty diveable, but Wincon wise, it's fucking like you're the only AP. Well, this guy is. So basically, Jinx, Nautilus, Elise win this game, and then you want to make sure Wukong's not getting solo killed on repeat. That's about it.
So then, this is a game you'll do Red Raptors Gromp, then look bot.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much a. Oh, actually, this could be a red level 2 gank mid, level 2 gank bot. This is a pretty good game for it because 2 melee champs mid.
Yeah.
Both ignite. Any instant presence in mid is so impactful. So this invade already doesn't make sense according to what we've just said. Like I know that's pretty.
Like it's a W start as well, invade. I think you wanted to get the ward and the blue. Is that achieve anything? Like, if you ever do that?
It's a little bit low impact. It's fine. I like, you know what? I just like that he's, thinking and pushing pressure. He might utilize that information more than we could have imagined. So we'll see. Like that might be more useful. Although, like what will most likely happen is it'll pan out to be useless. And the fact that he's about to start bot.
Yeah, so you want to wait and see if there's some crazy mind games going on here. So maybe we can learn something from that one.
Well, kind of, yeah. It's like maybe he uses this information to his advantage in a way that I wouldn't have. Because we have just basically said that the game plan is to play through Jinx. But like he might just have this cheese where he can kill Leon Blue or, I'm curious. But if I was to set this game up, like being around bot lane is infinitely important this game. Infinitely. Just because of Nautilus into Karma, because Lee's game plan should be the same. He should be playing to keep bots safe.
So we're already pathing into the wrong direction, you'd say, and this is a bit of a mess. He did ping with enemy jungler started, so he's a bit better than you already, Sybol.
Yeah, I mean, let me put it this way. He's going to be in an awkward position eventually, but right now it's like, you could just do wolves and walk bot, and you're still hitting the Wincon. Or you could do red and then go mid and then bot, and you're still kind of hitting the Wincon, but you just find yourselves in really awkward positions where, like, you can't clear Krugs and effectively be near bot at the same time. It's impossible. That's the problem with this path, so...
He's looking at top?
Curious.
He's looking at top. So this is a Platinum 1 game, by the way.
Wow.
Platinum 1.
Okay. He's just danger pinged mid without looking. That would tilt me if I was mid. Like imagine you're laning and your jungler just pings you off, and he didn't even look at your lane. Like, don't touch anything. Okay, so I like that he's pathing down here, kinda. I mean,
because he knows Lee Sin's top side. Shouldn't he be counting against Lee Sin top? Or
he should have top. Well, he has top prior, and Lee could be in top river, and he wins 1v1. So I think he should have been top side of mid here.
Yeah.
But he's going for a cheeky mid gank. Now bot's fighting, and he's not there. Yep, disaster. This is what we wanted to not happen.
Okay.
And now he's been caught, and mid has prior, and bot's dead, and oh man,
so that's end of review, right?
It's end of review, man. It's crazy. It's a disaster.
Yep. So I remember this coaching session. I ended the review here as well. Yeah, that was just a disaster. So what are the learnings here, Sybol? Is it where they just simple just pathing? The same with my game. It's just you have no options because you path the wrong place.
Yeah, that's it. It's I don't even know what to say. It's so hard to watch.
Is it like think about some things? Is it really? Is he just trying to gank mid? Is he so tunneled on mid too much? Like maybe he was too tunneled on mid because he was danger pinging mid. Like
I don't know. It's weird because I've done gameplay similar to this in the past, and
hmm,
when I watch this guy play, it looks like he's got intent. Like it looks like he's switched on, but he
hmm.
just doesn't. Like he's really trying to pressure. I would just say he doesn't understand fundamentals at all or enough. Like he's got some good ideas. The ward on blue doesn't tell you much. Um,
No,
and
I don't think it
the mid
does.
gank like pathing to sneak like it doesn't make sense to do red like that, then path all the way back around and try and gank mid from bot side. It doesn't really make sense because you win versus Lee 1v1. Your mid's like pretty even, so Wukong can fight 2v2 if he needs. And then you have top prior. So like if anything, you can walk into that area, you secure that area so you can take crab or dive top or gank mid. You can do all three things at once, and then Lee has no options and has to run bot side. That will lead to later problems because your bot's gonna die. But at least he did nothing. Like he did less than something. He was useless. Okay, is this same guy or different guy?
No, this is a different guy. This is Gold 2. This is Ben. I assume already you're angry about this, Sybil.
What even is that? Is that like an
It's like a
add-on?
CS track, guys. You get to see how your CS is versus a pro player. I like how you just laugh at that
um,
instantly. There's nothing.
oh,
Um,
you've literally got something on your screen sabotaging like your
yeah,
gameplay.
it is. It is. You know,
What is
like
that?
a lot of
Uh,
the players low elo use it, Sybil. I think I have spent into Ben. Like you shouldn't be looking at this at all. But you see all the add-ons, like with all the camp timers, everything. Like everyone tries to get advantages here, all the timers and everything.
Cam timers is fine. That thing,
That's
that
fine.
thing
Yeah, yeah.
makes me laugh instantly. What is that?
Well, there you go, Ben. You heard it first from Sybil. I've been preaching this a lot in Sol2, but here we go.
We literally watched a game of mine where I had what 30 CS at 11
Yeah.
minutes. Like, what is that thing gonna tell you?
All right, so
It's
what's our game
insane.
plan here, Sybil?
Okay, what the hell? Alawi Soraka, that's rough. No CC lanes. So this is the my least favorite games to play as Elise. When you have no CC,
Yep.
um, you don't. I don't know how these players are gonna play. Like, if this was Challenger, I could assume that my Soraka and Alawi, even though they're playing passive champs with no CC, that they're going to play aggressively with their champs so that I can back them up. But when I see this in low elo, I would be like, holy shit, I'm going to have to do everything because they're going to play really passive. They're not going to trade. And then if I gank their lane, they have nothing to contribute. Like, none of these champs have anything to contribute except like Talon E-Ignite or whatever. So and you're against a Poppy. So, I mean, you win 1v1 versus Poppy, so you can utilize that. You have a Garen top with no TP, so pretty campable. This is one of those games where there's too much chaos, not enough options, or like no good options.
Yep.
Everything is just this flat line, just shit option. So what you do is you just do what's good for you, which is it's so rough. I mean, you probably just read. I think you do play for bot actually. Ezreal Yumi is so weak early, and Kaisi Soraka should have a strong lane into that. I think in a situation like this, you just default play for bot, probably, even though top has no TP. You could play for top. I just don't know what's going to happen in this matchup. Um, it just comes back to how do you think you win. So who do I think's going to carry this game? Is it Alawi or is it Kai'Sa? Who is it probably going to be? It's probably Kai'Sa, probably. So even though this is a pretty good Alawi game, I don't know. I wouldn't trust an Alawi to carry. She's more of like a rock, right? Like she gets strong. If she gets really strong, she'll just kill anyone that comes to her, but she can't make anything happen, right? So I would say make this Kaisi or Wincon, start top side, 3 camp down to bot side, go sweeper, sweep through near bot, gank bot. If you can't gank bot, take crab, invade, gank mid. Like just something like that. That's what I'd say. But it's like this game you really could do so many different things. And I'm curious to see.
One thing I want the viewers to pay attention to that, think about how long it just took Sybol to come up with a game plan there. Right? That's why you need to be looking at
Yeah,
draft, champ select. That's all the knowledge you have. You're still so confused about this game. That's why you need to hold tab and spam and just look and try and
yeah.
come up with all this, right? Like, look how long it just took you there, and that's all your
Yeah,
knowledge, right?
literally that was me like putting it into words. I still am like grinding my brain. For the first minute 30 of the game, I'm holding tab, being like, "What the fuck am I doing? How do I win this game? Like, this is a mess." And in low elo, like you get the wackiest comps. No, you can't. There's no patterns. There's nothing to work off. You just
Yeah.
this guy might just take a trade level 1 and kill himself. Like it's just crazy. You gotta like be so ready. Okay. So what rune did he go? I'm I'm a bit
Sure.
obsessed by PTA right now.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't smite. It's fine. Yeah, blue grump. It's fine. Okay, he's not really looking at lanes. Dude, I
Do
get
we know
so
where the enemy
nervous.
jungler started? That's a bot
Looks
start,
like
but Ben didn't
like.
ping it. We don't
Was it
know
a
if
bot
Ben
start?
knew or not. Yeah, it's a bot start. Look, they came to lane late.
Oh,
Look.
true. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's this Poppy. Okay. So, what you, I would already be like probably invading this red buff because Poppy. There's a good chance when people start blue. There's a good chance that people do not 3 camp to red.
So you would
They
just go
usually
straight red to his red, like
no.
with
I
QW.
I'd do this.
Red,
I'd
blue,
hit pull
gromp.
3,
Yeah,
red, blue,
yeah, and
gromp,
then
and then
invade.
his to red, and there's a good chance he is like not there yet
Well,
or even doing it or
yep.
low. Yeah. So that's I instantly would do that because of the information. Like him, I don't think it makes sense for Pop to start blue. But if she does start blue, she should 3 camp and hit.
Oh, so the rule of thumb as well, just tips for you guys. Gold junglers, from my reviews, always start bot side 90% of games. 99 actually, I think it's like 99. I've done like 1,000 gold reviews and they always start bot, probably 950 of those games. Unless it's a Kane, a Shaco, or like, those typical like, red start, type of champs. Like
Yeah.
leashless and
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Hecarim, maybe.
No, Hecarim will start
No.
bot. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So we're not a smart caster. It's fine.
Then others just with the flash.
Look. Oh, she's not gonna help push the wave.
So he
No
had to help
TP.
push
It's
that.
fine.
No TP. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I
Okay.
would have helped push it just to get it into tower quicker, speed
Yep.
up the game, speed it up. Okay, I'll ignore the lack of smart casts. Okay, we haven't based. It's fine. We're going double crab. Nice cocoon. Free crab. Bot and nice. Bot's been really useful. I think bot have overstayed here, which means you should overstay, which means you gank. Yep. Ooh, nice try. Sweep.
Does he have zombie ward?
This is.
Ah.
Oh, that's rough. This is a bit of an overstay now.
Okay.
And okay, so that
Good
doesn't
reset if
feel
they're doing Krugs.
it doesn't feel good to base there, but it's where you
The only
in my
option.
game where I didn't base and I went and did shit pressure at that Raptor camp. It's like that. It's like it feels bad to base, but it's probably better too.
You gotta
You
do
could
that,
do
yeah.
Krugs then base, but I actually like this. I like basing, buying, and then going Krugs. I like that. Yeah.
This is good. I like that a lot as well. This is really good. I think I've worked a
Yeah.
lot with Ben on this sort of stuff as well. So,
Okay.
with his Elise. So just, resetting where you got the gold, you got
Yep.
your ideal base, and then coming back bot.
Yeah, I like it. I'm curious what he does here with bot wave. If he's paying any attention to it, it's pretty important because
Right,
his
so
bot
let's-
hasn't based and their bot has, and the wave's gonna get stuck.
Yeah, yeah. He should be looking to definitely come straight here. Bot, you think here? I think.
No, I like this because there's nothing to do bot yet unless you walked into lane and helped push, but that wouldn't feel good because you're
No,
showing.
that's not good. Yeah.
And Poppy's top. But what's going to happen as soon as he finishes clearing this camp, he has to pen his camera bot and have a look at what's happening. At least, if not, just run straight there because their bot is about to get 2v2'd by an item advantage. Jesus. Okay, he's not looking bot. I mean, the gank mid looks free. He's level 6 though. Oh. Oh, not good. Oof. Oh.
So that's end of review, right?
Yeah.
Is that where you would end your review?
Yep. Yeah,
So
it
I
would
guess
be.
the key thing you were thinking about there is that their bot lane had not based yet. That's like red flags, warning signs. Like something you gotta go bot. You have to let them
Yeah.
get the base. Is that your mindset right now? Is that why you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
bot's so important?
It's yeah, like bot hasn't bought. They're like Kai'Sa's low mana, Soraka's a bit chunked, their wave is pushing back out, so they're getting denied. Like as soon as their enemy bot lane gets back, they're gonna have an item advantage, they're gonna be full health and mana, and they're gonna start playing aggressively, as they should.
Hmm.
If they were really respectful, they would let them get the wave in, and but it wouldn't make sense to, right? So the enemy bot is gonna play aggressive, they're gonna go for a 2v2. You know the Poppy's top as well. So like it's illegal for their bot lane to play aggressive. It's illegal.
Yeah.
You know too much and you're around. So the fact that he's not looking there is really bad. And then like you're trying to gank an Annie with
It's just the force
probably
gank with the ult.
she has flash. Like she probably has flash, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
she
And then she
does.
has
Yeah.
ult.
Yeah.
Like it's just nothing about this gank really makes sense. You're going towards the Poppy, you're going away from your bot lane whose wave is frozen on him. You're ganking like a neutral lane for a laner that has no CC, so you can't even like force it to happen. She's not playing aggressive. Yeah, a lot of it doesn't make sense. It's crazy. I just
All
end the
right.
review.
Moving on here. So that was gold 2. So now let's go back to platinum. This is plat 3.
Okay.
Here we go. What are you thinking here, Sybol? What's your master plan?
Okay. This is a more standard draft from both sides. Alright, so Trist is going to have a lot of lane control. It's a pretty important lane to be around and to play through. You've got a scaling wave clear top who you can't really ever gank for unless he's just stomping lane. So you've already like I don't even need to look at bot lane yet, but just top lane is not really a place you want to be much, unless you have to be. But mid, you've got ignites, you've got a champ that naturally pushes as Trist and has good kill potential, and against a champ with no flash who has no wave clear. So mid is a big pressure point. And then Zig Zerath obviously is like the craziest bot lane on the planet, and it's going to be pushing a lot.
Chaotic.
And
So you think it's going to
very
be chaotic? There's going to be
yeah,
skill shots thrown, chunk, poke.
yeah, it's a very volatile mat lane, especially with a blitz in there too. So that I would honestly scrap everything I said about mid, go bot. Like
Go
you
bot.
have to be
Okay. It's
bot a
so
lot
important
here.
because they're going to try and fight. Okay.
Yeah, it's so swingy. Like if you just hang around bot for 30 seconds as the waves are crashing, like the blitz will never get a window again. So yeah, bot. It's just being bot sided this game, but all fucking game. You never go
That's it.
top.
You never go
Never
top.
go top.
Okay.
You can go mid. You can utilize mid prior. You can maybe dive a Katarina, but probably wouldn't. But you just bot river. Never let Blitzcrank walk up for a hook. Always let Ziggs and Zerath push. And we're in their red jungle.
So this is not part of our game plan win condition right now, right?
No, this doesn't make sense at all. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Never. Someone's
So
just had
this is
Ziggs has just had to TP back, and we're trying to gank top. Dude, how does that happen?
what are you talking about, Sybol? How does what happen?
I thought
Red
I would be
Blue
able to justify that anything anyone ever did, and I cannot. Like, it takes me 20 seconds to be like, probably shouldn't
That's
be
great.
top. Probably
That's
should
great.
be bot.
If we can review again every single game that you've reviewed, even my games, it's just like wrong path in, wrong path in, wrong path
Yeah.
in, and we see the consequences every time, right? So we go top and nothing happens. It's like,
Yeah, it's
and now we're just
doomed.
confused.
It's so insane that I used to be like this. I used to like be a gold jungler
There you
doing
go.
weird shit, and I'd be like I'd be like, my champion's good at ganks. Why isn't this working? Like, like,
Yeah.
but like now I'm just like, dude, it makes so much sense.
This is the reality. This is again the platinum players are the people that I coach. This is what lower elo players. This is what we do.
Yeah,
So we're just again. This is just end of review, right? There's
this is so hopium. What are we doing?
There you go. Moving on.
I mean, do we end it there? I want to see how.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to see how?
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see what
Just
happens.
play it out. I just want to see like. I'm guessing all these games you're showing me are doomed games because everything signals a doomed game.
No,
Any
these
of
are
them
just games
wins?
that's just I don't know actually. This one is a loss, yeah.
Okay. Wow, so she helps push. Triss lives. I mean, don't you just run away and
You
Triss
leave this
bases
wave,
here?
right? Yeah, you should leave
Yeah,
the
you would
wave. I
leave
think we
it.
talked about this in review.
It's
Because you can't
too.
push it fast enough, and she has TP as well, right? This is really bad.
Yeah, and like you don't want to share XP, and yeah, and she has TP. I thought you meant
Yeah,
Triss had TP, but yeah, no,
yeah.
Cat has TP. Okay, so you've just gone from a successful gank and a
To
nice lane state to
terrible
literally
situation.
to literally you have just been paid $10 by the enemy team to help them win the game.
Yeah,
That's what you just did. Like
it's really
Katarina is
bad.
now so happy. What the fuck? Wow. Like mid is frozen on. Ah man,
We got 1,000 gold.
we're
Should we
not
look into
looking at
base now?
lanes.
We're not looking at lanes. We're autopiloting to Krugs, right?
Sig's Omen has already used TP. We're autopiloting to Krugs. We've got a lot of gold. Yeah, it's doomed.
This is end of
How
review now, Sybol.
it was end of review a while ago, but I'm just curious. Like I'm just curious, dude. They're so
Ziggs and Zareth, they got no mana,
Oh,
nothing.
it's so. Oh my
Okay,
god.
we get some kills here.
See how easily this works? Like
Yeah,
it works so you know that something's a sign when it's like if you ever just appear like get a random triple kill that falls into your hands, have a
like
look
should
at
I have
how
been
that
here
might have
earlier?
happened.
It's like
Be like
okay, maybe I should have been
maybe I
here.
should be in this place more often. Like,
Mm.
huh.
It's a good question. Okay, so maybe we've got a bit of a win condition roll in here. So maybe this is a
Honestly,
we
yeah.
can
I
look at
mean,
reviewing.
yeah, let's do it. So, I mean, yeah, it's possible. And like technically top and mid should be in a better place. Well, mid obviously you ruined. But we're top again, so I'd be wanting to go bot ASAP. But Herald's up, so maybe. We're not sweeping, we're just fucking. We're running with our eyes to the ground, like we're looking
Not
at
looking
our
at
shoes.
lanes.
We're looking at our shoelaces. Like,
I guess he's really tunneled on ganking top here. I think he just thinks that top's the win con. I think that's what was going on here.
there's just no way.
Mm.
You're pathing into a prior lane, for a lane that has no CC.
And look at bot. Bot's just pushed up, and all our bot camps are up. So
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's just that identifying wrong win condition, right?
Yep.
Okay, we get some kills, so it still means something.
Force prior, we get a crab, we get a herald. I hate to know what's happening bot, but it's probably doomed.
We're going for a repeat kill on top. So Jeep, they just traded 1 for 1.
Okay. Alright. We base sure.
Yeah, we're doing the flip flop. The flip flop.
We do a flip flop, yeah. We have Herald. And it's a zig, so bot tower does just fall.
Okay, so again, it's working. It's working, Sybol.
Yeah, it is. The enemy, yeah. I mean, what do I say about that? Okay, cat TP. Oof.
And then there's that shutdown. Oof.
It's still fine. It's still fine.
Okay.
So you got a free Herald mid. You can Herald bot.
Yep, he breaks mid. That's a good herald. I like that a lot, I think. Even though it's a one
Yep.
plate, you don't get max value. I think that's really good because breaking mid's really good.
Just breaking mid is really good here because you can move to sides, but we get forced off. We don't have cocoon. Our combo is a little bit slow. The fact that we can't win this 2v2 is very concerning. Cocoon.
Oh!
Nice. It's not ideal because you don't get much mid prior, and by the time you win the 2v2, you can't like pressure the rest of the map. So ideally you get the prior and then you walk bot and you help your bot lane and then you take bot tower, but instead you just get away with your lives and then you have to go do other things.
So you want to break this and then you want to walk bot here. Is that what best case scenario is? Push this next wave and then walk bot.
Yep, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
It's highest pressure. You don't even want to fight unless you have to, but they're obviously forcing.
So
because,
I guess you sort of
you do have to.
Yeah.
But it's ideally you don't have to fight. You can just drop the Herald, make Katarina wave clear with her shit wave clear, and then just walk bot, and that's better, and spend the gold and stuff like that. But it's fine. But you can't go bot now, so bot are still on an island, and it's Xerath Ziggs. You do not want them on an island. It's weird, like GP you want on an island. Xerath Ziggs you do not, and it's just we haven't been playing that way. Okay, so we're ganking top. Bot's still on an island. Mid's getting ganked. Yeah, like it's crazy how like this game is even playable, but it still is. How do you actually? I wonder if how does he lose this game actually?
I think this was the beginning
Maybe
of the
like
end.
that.
Yeah. So we're sort of fighting 2v4, like...
So no mid prior now.
Yeah, we don't really have any reason to fight
Xerath's
now.
not here.
Yeah. Zig's in a bad position.
Yep.
GPL. And then I think he baits us, everyone dies, and they lose Dragon.
I've never seen a lane that needs to be played around so little. Like this Elise Xerath, Zig Xerath is such a good lane to play around. They have you so much poke and wave control, and just never played around them. Like playing around Trist is great, and normally you would play around a Trist, but it's even better to play around Zig Xerath. Yeah, I mean, I guess we should probably just end the review because it's just so messy at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, highlighting the importance of win conditions.
It's just sort of a sloppy idea of how you want to win. It's like, why, like, you could try and camp a GP, but, you've got two immobile champs against a Blitzcrank Lucian. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Hey,
So this one is gold again, I think.
I like these drafts. Alright, so yeah, you would path towards Renekton.
And Renekton, at least that's a famous combo, right? Like, super OP, strongest 2v2 in the game.
Against a champion that has no counter and no TP, Tryndamere, so it's pretty much like if best thing Kha'Zix can do is like gank mid or bot while this happens, but if he goes top, he's gonna die too. So you would basically a good idea would be to just start bot, and as you path towards top and you look for this kill on Tryndamere, you backping your mid and bot to just be careful from Kha'Zix. That would be like the best bet you can make. But obviously, the game's chaotic. You've got options mid and you've actually got options bot too, so you can do different things, and you win 1v1 versus Kha'Zix. So it's a matter of just effectively pressuring the map. So
yeah. Red Raptors Gromp, standard Sybol path, level 3.
Yeah, I think that would be the best path.
So taking Raptors would be good as well away from Kha'Zix if he paths bot, but this is gold, so he's always going to path bot. But still, that's like a benefit, right?
Yeah,
he's always going to start bot. Alright, are these the right runes, by the way, Sybol? Can you see the runes are a bit small?
Nah, they're not very good. Nimbus Cloak sucks.
Cheap shot, so Nimbus Cloak, Water Walking.
Those four are fine. I like Zombie, and then Water Walking is fine, but it's better. Like Alacrity,
Triumph.
It's just too good. Okay, another W start. I did learn a few months ago that Q start was better, so it's pretty new that I learned that. But
yeah,
I'm guessing he's not going to do Raptors. Yeah, I mean, yeah, same thing. I learned that Raptors second was good to do a few months ago. I used to do this every game. Okay, so Renekton's already killed Tryndamere.
It's amazing.
But game plan should be the same still, because by the time you finish Gromp, Tryndamere will be back, and if anything, Renekton will want more help because he's going to be low.
Yep, and he wants to try and push in the wave to get a beautiful reset off.
Yep. Just a small thing. He should actually put the champion's HP. See how the little icons are on the left?
Yeah.
He actually should put... It just makes more sense because you look at the minimap a lot.
You've got a gigantic map here, by the way.
Mine's about that big, I think. I like having a big map. It's good. Alright, so... Because it's too much information there. He's not looking. He's pathing like he's playing to Renekton and he's based. But, okay, we're going mid. Okay. I like the early ping so that Annie can like get ready for a stun. This is forced now. It's really forced. You could make it happen with flashing and everything, but like, is it what you want to be doing? Your top's in base, so this doesn't really make sense. But I like this because Kha'Zix does clear slow. Your smite's not up yet. Nice. Cinder could have come, but didn't. Yeah, I like it. I think that's if he was thinking about Kha'Zix's potential path, then I do like that a lot. She doesn't have stun. Oh, okay.
So Kha'Zix is probably on his Krugs right now.
Holy shit! Tryndamere just 1v1'd.
That's pretty
How
sad,
though?
isn't it?
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense at all.
Welcome to gold, I guess, Sybol.
Yeah. Okay, he can TP back. Nice.
So Kha'Zix is probably still around bot top, don't you think?
Kha'Zix is for sure in Tribush. Like, this face check is
Probably should be
obvious.
thinking
Like,
about that.
if Renekton dies again, it's just miserable. Alright. Yeah, push. If I'm
There's
Renekton,
the
I
Kha'Zix.
probably freeze the wave there, actually. Probably base. This is fine too. Good recall. Alright, it worked out. Like, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. It was a bit scary. But you obviously can't control what Renekton does, and he like chose to base early and then didn't TP back and then died and then TP back. So it worked out, but not best case scenario. Okay, we're not sure what we're doing. Nice, good awareness.
Skipping crab. This is good.
Yeah, I like it. Most people would just do it, but it's good to skip. Nice. Didn't repel.
Yeah, probably could have repelled there. It's probably more
I
high
would have
percentage. You're
repelled.
missing
Yeah,
Hukin.
in case
Yeah.
she like flashes, like she
Yeah,
lives.
just repel. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what she's got, but yeah. Help push. Yep. I mean, this is pretty good Elise gaming. This is like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Where's Kha'Zix right now?
Probably bot.
He'll be bot, right? Yep, he's bot.
Yep. Somewhere.
Maybe scout him out, because I'm just thinking, what happens if you went check his Gromp quickly before the crab? Is that possible? You could maybe catch him on it, or...
Well, bot wave's not quite in, actually. That's kind of bad.
Oh, yeah, we didn't fully push that in. Yeah, because we didn't think about the next minion wave. That's what a lot of people do, I
Yeah.
find, as well. They don't think about the next wave coming, and you can use your minion wave as an indicator, because you've got to fully push this in.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I think maybe it does feel a bit bad to clear that minion wave in front of MF as she's coming back, but
Yeah.
I care so much about wave states that I probably would. Like, if you push that in, now you can actually 3-man dragon or something. Like, you can still do stuff. This is scary. Like, bot has not crashed.
Where's Kha'Zix? Kha'Zix has to be around. What the hell is he
I don't
doing?
know where he is. And Annie's just roam top. So there's alarm bells go off in my head when like my mid laner makes a play on one side of the map, and I'm like
And you're
trying to do
making one
something
play.
on the opposite.
Yeah.
So right there, like I'm trying to take Gromp with Kha'Zix missing. Kha'Zix isn't top. The bot wave didn't crash, so the Nautilus could roam, so could Trist. It should be scary. And then like, but this is gold, so people do this stuff like this. Like that's pretty lucky. And now you're trying to force a dive. I don't like this. Like Kha'Zix has just shown, you should just leave and do something else.
Should we look at just reset? Go Krugs here? What are you thinking?
Alternator. Oh, they're pinging dragon. Nice. I like the base.
Yeah, good. I like that
Fault
base
to
as well.
pressure.
Don't do dragon.
Yeah, it would suck. I like this by their bot. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so probably just. Dude, top is just this mess. Just constant death. At this point, yeah. So yeah, I like it. I like just the fast paced because you're just so strong. You can just do this. Can't read that, but no, I would not go in there. Enemy bot just got pro.
They got pushed. Your bot needs to go back to bot now, right?
Yeah, I would not be in here. This is
alarm
maniac.
bells going again.
Yeah, this is maniac. Like, okay,
This
look,
is too proactive. You don't like the proactivity though, Sybol?
the
You're stronger,
bot
right?
wave is
3v3.
too big. The bot wave is too big. This is maniac
Okay.
gameplay. This is like if you were convinced that this was a good play, I'd be like, okay, sure. but like it's like I can guarantee you went in here without considering bot wave,
But
and
that's the problem, right? That's the key problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like there's a world where you could go for this, but you're a maniac if you were to do it. That's it. Like you just lost like 400 gold of CS and you didn't even get a kill.
Yeah.
Their bot lane wants to fight, you do not. That's just how it is. You can't deny the amount of XP and gold you lost onto that bot tower. Like, yes, you get a blue buff, but it's not worth. So you're gonna have a bot crashing. Okay, yeah, this is good. So your bot's in base and your top side, it's good. Nice.
Level 5
Beautiful.
Kha'Zix.
Beautiful.
That's good.
Excellent. Yeah, great. Like, take from your red to just run to his red. It's just really good pressure. The top chaos continues. It's just that is just a shit show up there.
Just no one. There's been no jungle help. It's just
Yeah,
it's just constant fighting.
yeah. Okay. This is
hero
pretty
take?
good game. This is like pretty good gaming overall. I could tell this guy would win, more games than not.
So you think this guy will be climbing in gold comfortably with this Elise gameplay?
Surely. I would have to say surely. Like this seems better than gold to me. Just with how proactive he's being. Okay, I hope he goes for 2 now. Bit of a shit herald, to be honest.
Yeah. So
It's
it's not much value, is it? Like that's probably gonna break anyway, pretty easily.
literally just kill him and then clear the wave, take tower base,
and then
walk
flip
bot,
flop.
drop herald bot. Yeah, flip flop bot.
Right? Don't worry about your top camps, just flip flop bot.
Yeah. This is like it's too much to go for a tier 2
Yeah.
here. But you don't even go for it. That was a completely wasted herald.
Yeah.
It literally did nothing. And it's at 10 minutes, like
Yeah, with plenty of time, there's no rush.
yeah.
And then we're going top, it's like, oh.
Yeah, and bots just died. It's not good. Not good. Okay, this feels a bit weird because we're just hitting tower for some gold and we're losing a lot of pressure. And we're face checking darkness. I swear they were in here.
Yeah, wasn't the Syndra walking up?
It's
pretty crazy, isn't
you could
it?
literally
Oh,
be
God.
face checking. Oh, she was a bit far away, I guess. I
Yeah.
thought there was their support Nautilus. I thought might be here. Okay. It's a bit dark. Okay, Renekton's just smashing. The old, dude, it's such a toxic ping when you don't look and you just ping people off. Like,
Yeah, you're not a fan of that, Sybol. I didn't realize
I
that.
don't
I
like
didn't realize that from my clients. Yeah.
not looking at what someone's doing and then just telling them not to do it is pretty toxic because obviously, like, they're in this position already. Like, he's decided that he wants to fight. Like, if anything, he should be back pinging you for not being top. Like, there's just as much reason for him to do that than for you to back ping him off fighting top. Like, come top and help me, and you're like, don't fight top. It's just, you have to play respectfully.
So is this good what he's doing here? Skipping camps again. He's looking for, he knows they're gonna push up here. He's got a control ward. Are you happy with this, Sybol? Dragon's coming up.
Yeah, this is really good.
This is a good proactive play. You're happy with this?
Yeah, I mean,
got
and he's
stopwatch as
top,
well.
so it's a bit scary. But yeah, he's got flash
That's
stopwatch, and
Yeah.
you've got a crashing wave. It's really good. Like, they're denying heaps of CS, getting tower. It feels like you're getting behind on XP. Like, you haven't really taken any camps, and you're sharing a lot of lane XP. So you might find that, like, in a few minutes you're going to be kind of weak. But like, you're being proactive. You're getting shit done. It's good overall. And like, yeah, they're more sad than you are stressed about the XP.
Denying all these minions, getting the tower. It's a win. Big wins.
It's a little forced. Like, it's a little bit too much. It would have been nicer to just take a couple camps on the way here and then dive them under tower, and kill them and then take tower. But instead, you're like not letting them even come here, and then but you're not getting any XP. So it's a little bit forced because the rest of your team is doing like your Annie Renekton are doing stuff as well. But it's gonna work at this elo. Like this is just free kills on repeat. They can't play the game. Okay, looking for kills while MF's off the map. It's a bit iffy.
Got 2,000 gold in our inventory.
Yep.
Like, we don't, if you think about it, that's a very low impact kill. Like, what do we don't deny
Very,
anything
very
from
low
the enemy
impact.
team, right?
Exactly,
Tristana
yeah.
gets back to base by the time we gets back to the bot wave, by the time we get back to the top. Look, here. Tristana's already there pushing out the wave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pointless to be in that jungle once MF's gone. If you're there to kill someone and then take bot tier 2. Okay, we force out Kha'Zix. So this is a bit pointless. Yeah, really pointless because no one's top.
So this is not playing with your team. You're trying to do solo plays. Not think about towers. Just think about kills. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, this is a completely irrelevant kill. Completely irrelevant. Completely. Okay, so I guess you can push the wave. Tryndamere comes top. It's so low impact. It's so much better to just...
be bot side with the Renekton push in or doing Herald. Like,
it's better to just force him out and just take an objective. Like... Oh, it's weird. Like, why be here? I mean, you can push the wave yourself. So let's say you kill him and you push the wave. I don't know. Tryndamere is obviously going to come back here. It's just not as good as... He should have cleared his bot jungle or been in enemy bot... he should be in enemy bot jungle. That's where he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. He should be in enemy bot jungle and be threatening mid tower and bot tier 2. That is the better place to be.
Oh, then they surrender.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pretty commanding game. Definitely
good
way
things
better
in there.
than
Definitely
some good stuff. Yeah, I can tell this guy like Elise's for sure and like knows how to play like high pressure. It's definitely a lot more you could be doing there. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Alright, well that's it for the VOD, Sybol. Good stuff. A lot of good stuff in there. I guess some questions that I didn't ask in the the lengthy review session. Champs you ban. What do you hate playing against as Elise? What's your go-to ban these days, Sybol?
My go-to ban is Kindred, but it's not Elise specific. Elise is actually good into Kindred. I like it into Kindred. I just
There's certain players on OS that are good at
There
Kindred.
is certain Kindred players who I run into who are a little bit too good at Kindred.
Yeah.
M4.
If you had a choice,
I think Shaco ban. Like, there's too many Shaco players who are good at Shaco, and it really annoys me versing a Shaco as Elise because hitting Cocoon is hard because he can box it and he can Q away from it. He can ult away from it. He can put his ult in front of it. It's insane how many different ways you can't kill a Shaco, and then you get feared, and the fear hurts a lot. And as Elise, you can't really you don't want to take tenacity. So Shaco is like a really bad matchup. Olaf, a good Olaf, can be hard. I don't hate it. Like if I pick Elise and someone picks Olaf, I'm like, oh, it's fine. But a really good Olaf can be a bit scary because you're all about burst, and can sustain up if you don't quite kill him. So it's a very scary matchup. Can get out of hand. Hecarim can be a bit spooky, but I would say ban like Shaco, Olaf, Hecarim, those champs probably. Am I forgetting any? Jarvan. I mean, Jarvan's really strong right now, and Jarvan's decent into Elise. Like decent. It's not completely one-sided. Like you can still win as Elise, but Jarvan's pretty scary to verse because he's a stronger level 2 champ than you, and you're a stronger level 3 champ than him. So I always get nervous when I play Elise into Jarvan that he's going to like make something happen at level 2 that's gonna like swing the game before I can swing it. Yeah, let's say those champs.
What do you like playing with?
CC lane
It's
like
chance with
priority.
CC.
Priority is everything. Like
Yeah.
champs that can control lane. I like playing with like Lucian tops, Jace tops, Renekton tops that just win lane. And set up my cocoon. Like, or if you're playing with a Lucian, it's just like build, like crash the wave and dive. You don't need to stun them to hit cocoon or whatever. But a Renekton, it's nice to like force a gank onto someone where they just E flash stun and then you cocoon. Obviously, like that's a really standard one. Um, I like playing with an AD mid. Like Elise is really good with an AD mid. Um, yeah, CC champs are just nice to set up ganks. Like champs that want to skirmish. I hate playing with like Jannas and Azirs.
So if you had a Yumi support and a Vlad mid, you would not be happy with that.
Yeah, I'd be miserable. I actually, that would be the worst. I'd pick like, I don't know what else I'd pick Jarvan or something, but I would just, God, that, yeah, they suck to play with. Really do. You basically just have to play for like lane control and not ganks, and yeah.
How do you team fight on Elise Sybol?
With stopwatch and repel, and by like peeling your carries if you can't one shot theirs, to put it simply. So
So I guess
try,
your
but
mindset is more to be annoying rather than kill anyone. That's how you team fight as Elise.
yeah, yeah. It's like you want to. I just like sitting in bushes and shit before a fight starts. Like I'll just double pink sweeper, and I'll just try and sit on pinks, so that when
So
a fight
ideally,
breaks
you're not
out.
looking for a team fight. You're looking to get the advantage or a pick. That's what you're looking for.
Yes, yeah. I hate like front on
Team
front
fighting
five v
is not
five.
good. That's not good as
Yeah,
Elise. That's what you want to avoid, right? That's what I always say
yeah,
to my coaching clients. Play side lanes, like you talked about there. Create pressure,
yeah,
sit in the bush, get that pick.
yeah. Buying double pinks, getting a sweeper, and then like infiltrating the jungle and sitting on a pink where they don't know you are, and then trying to ping your team to come closer to you so that the enemy team also come closer, and then you just get a pick from there. It never feels easy to win a fight when you're in mid and like they engage onto you and you've got to like react cocoon they engage or like something like that. It never feels good to do that.
If you were to explain cocoon theory, how to hit your cocoon, what sort of mindsets do you have around hitting the cocoon? The hold in versus using instantly. How do you battle with that?
Just be aware of what they can do to get out of it, because then you'll know when you can just hit it. So if they have flash, don't just throw it unless you're obviously just playing for the flash. But if they have dashes, if they have flashes, play it slow, be patient, or yeah, I don't know. It's because sometimes they'll have flash, and I'll just try and shock them with it. I'll just throw it out so early that they didn't expect it, and they'll get hit by it, and then they'll die because they thought that like I would hold on to it longer, or that they could live if they got hit by it this early. So you just want to like surprise people by the way you use it, and to do that, you need to understand what their options are. So think about like if they have flash up, what they've got, how close your teammates are. Like don't cocoon too early. If you're trying to cocoon for your teammates, like if you're ganking a lane, hold on to cocoon until your teammates get as close as possible, so that all the damage can follow up after that. Um, there's no like actual theory to it. I don't even try and cocoon predict much anyway. Like I just try and keep it like secure.
What does throwing games as Elise look like? How do you lose games on Elise? What usually happens? Is it just lost from just the path in early, like dying, forcing? We talk about forcing a lot in the reviews.
Yeah, trying to do too much stuff by yourself. Like
Not with your team.
she can one shot people, but it's you really need to play with your team, and like she's great alongside your team. Like you one shot someone, and then your team can back you up after that because she doesn't have much like gas. She runs out of gas pretty quick, and that's why you buy a lot of time with repel and Zonyas, and then hopefully your team runs in and saves you after that. But a throw usually what happens is you like try and do Baron without enough vision control, and like Elise obviously can't tank Baron. So you never want to just like start Baron in their face and make them walk into you, unless you have a tank on your team to do that. But usually you want to get so much vision control and get a pick that they have no options. You need to like do that first. But I'd say a big thing would be to play around side waves more than you think you should. Because side waves, there's a lot more bushes, a lot more space. It's less predictable by the enemy to know where you are, and you get side prior and pressure. And in around mid, it's like no one face checks a bush around mid, but everyone face checks bush around sides. So you can get so many more kills in sides, and there's just as much farm in a side lane than there is mid. So
What are some mental blocks that you've had to get over on your process, your learning journey of learning an Elise Sybol? Or things that you still have now that you need to work on?
um, hmm. My mental blocks are like sometimes I do try and do too much early. I try and like play to too many lanes at once. So that imagine that flip flopping idea, but you're doing it so much,
Too
and
much.
and you're doing it for lanes that aren't win conditioned enough. Like imagine like I was flip flopping to that Shen lane. If I flip flop to that Shen lane and it goes wrong, and I watch the review back, I'm like, why would I even do this? But then when it goes well, it's like, oh, this is great. Like I'm pressuring the whole map. It's amazing. But it can go so wrong, and there's plenty of games where I'm trying to do too much. I'm trying to do too much, and there are games where you just don't need to do so much. You can just path clear your camps to the one lane, stay out of vision so that obviously you're pressuring by them not knowing where you are. Clear your camps down to the one lane of Wincon and just make something happen around in that lane. I swear, like in high elo, I'd climb so much higher if I just had the discipline to not try and do too much. Because I'll like make a gank happen, and then I'll do crab, and then I'll gank mid, and then I'll gank top, and then the top gank will like go half correct, but it's fully correct in terms of how I was going to win the game. If I just based and pathed down back to the bot, my winning lane, and just played through my win con, like I'd win so many more games. So that's maybe high elo specific, but don't try and do too much. Just stick to efficient, effective pressure.
Would you recommend Elise as a starting jungler for people looking to pick up maybe jungle as their first champion in their role or they're new to the game?
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think she's a good champ to at least give a go. At least, like you might enjoy her. It's just about what you enjoy, right? Like she's a very staple jungler. She's always been a staple jungler, so you can't really go wrong in picking her up. Um,
She's never going to be like unplayable in the jungle. She's always going to be
yeah,
a solid. Her kit's great overall.
her
Right, as a
kit's
jungler.
amazing, so she'll always be good. And she does teach. I think you learn a lot about
Good
ganking.
fundamentals.
Well, just fundamentals, yeah, but just like she's very good at ganking and um, diving as well. I guess maybe it's a bit. She's a bit of a cheat code because you can dive towers early, which is a bit broken. A lot of champs can't dive, so maybe she's not the best first champ to pick up. But I do like that she has so many tools in her kit that you can play her how you like. So I'd say she is a good champ to pick up because yeah, very versatile.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our degree in Elise. Hopefully, by the time you watch this, we've equipped you. Sybol has specifically has equipped you with like the ceremony, graduation ceremony. You've got the Elise, and now you're going to go out in the world and
we,
you're going
we can
to
all throw
do
our
some
hats in the
Elise
air.
things. That's right. We're fully certified Elise players by the end of this. So, obviously,
Yeah,
thanks for joining, Sybol. Great
yeah, no
knowledge,
problem.
great stuff in here. I now know how to play Elise a bit better. Hopefully, you watching know how to play Elise a bit better, even if it was one takeaway here. But I think that you can get many more. Maybe rewatch this a couple of times.
Yeah.
Any final words, Sybol? Anything you want to wrap off? There's some parting words as the Elise extraordinaire.
Um, I hope the people who watched, enjoyed listening about Elise for however many hours this has been. And if you want to know, like, if you want to know more about Elise or have any questions for me, just add me on League, or if you're from another region, just like I don't
Twitter
know,
probably
maybe
DM.
my
I'll link
Twitter.
your Twitter in the
Yep,
description. Yeah.
can DM me on Twitter, and I'm happy to talk about League, as you can tell, for a very long time. So yeah, let me
Sybil
know.
spent a large portion of his life playing League and also Elise, so use his knowledge. He's got a crystal ball of knowledge there. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone watching. We'll see you next time.